allegedly stalked one of the victims. That's false. You knew that was false. For anybody who had never heard that before, that question is now planted into them, unqualified representation that Mr. Kohberger stalked one of the witnesses, and that's false. We do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area. There are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants.
Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. My mic was muted, but I fixed it. You'd think the big old glaring red light when it's muted would tell me that it's muted, but obviously my pale blind ass, because that's what I was just talking about, how ridiculously white I am. I need to get out in the sun. Holy shit. I have got to get out in the sun. That's crazy. Okay. That's absolutely insane. Okay, I saw some of you asking about the cats. So the boys are right now on a journey to get the cats. Blinky Binky likes to either be in the stinky or he likes to be at the top of a cabinet. So I think I just heard Slade trying to get him down in the kitchen. Don is going to come in here in his little glasses and hat disguise he uses for his channel. Yeah, I need some vitamin D, bro. Because, like, bright. Not white. I'm bright. Okay, I think, hold on. Let me see what they're doing. 1 second. Okay. I think they're going to be coming in here. They're going to bring them in one at a time. So you guys can see the cats real quick. Guys, whenever, like, I know that y'all were around whenever we had just gotten Lipso and Linky. It's ridiculous. You can let her in. You can let her in too. It's ridiculous. Oh, he got you. You can wave. You can say hi. Look how big he is. Look how big he's gotten. This was the little bitty baby with the little bitty mommy that was so tiny. And now he's the side of Zeldy. He's mad that we moved them. They're both in here now. It's okay. Oh, okay. Now he's going to get down. Oh. Zeldy just jumped up here all by her little fat self. Because right this is Zelda's favorite spot. Are you going to get back on the desk? I think she wants back on the desk. Hold on. All right. Let me see. Let me see the Lipsos. She's probably going to jump back up here. Be careful with her. Oh, don't step on no buttons, baby. Okay, let me see the Lipso. Let me see. Let me see the Pipso. And here's the Whipso Pipso. Slade is her absolute favorite human. She stays in his room all day long. Don't be sniffing her butt. There's a camera right there, Zelda.
Oh. No.
Okay.
What are you doing?
She's okay. Oh, I don't know. She might not be okay. She's over there in all the internet stuff. All right, here, take her back to Slade's room. That's where she always wants to be. Okay.
She's crazy right now.
She is crazy right now.
Hey.
All right, what are you doing, ma'am? If you knock my internet stuff down, we are going to fight. What are you doing? Okay. Where's the Linky? He's right there?
Let me get him.
Okay. Go ahead and go take him back to his little spot so we can get back up in the kitchen. And we'll just leave Zelda where she's at because I don't... Oh, be careful. Goodbye, the Binkies. Turn around. Let me see the Binkies. Goodbye, the Binkies. Okay, you can take them out now. Leave Zelda in here. I'll let her up if she wants to get out. Okay, thank you. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Okay,
there was the kitty cat. And Zelda is still in here. If all of a sudden everything just like freezes and you lose me, it's not an asteroid. The Earth didn't just blow up. The cat just knocked all my internet stuff down. She's back there in a place where she's not supposed to be, but you know, they don't really ever break shit until you go to mess with them to get them out of places. If you leave them alone, it normally ends up okay. Oh God, what is she doing? Ma'am, give me 1 second, guys. Oh, wait, no, here she comes. Are you going to figure it out? You going to come forward? Is it backwards, sideways, and everywhere else? What? Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, no, that Wi-Fi thingy just went almost. We can't. I woke up to that problem actually this morning. When we got up, everything was off. There was no connection to anything, but I had no notifications telling me that my internet was out. So instantly, I was thinking, oh, the cat must have done something in my sleep. And I don't know what they did, because both the modem and the router were still like upright, plugged in, everything was fine. But after I unplugged it and plugged it back in and let everything reset, suddenly the internet came back. So I don't know if they like knocked something out temporarily or what, but you know, they love being on a desk. I spend all kinds of money for them to have toys. I move this damn cat tree gets moved around 18,000 times, different windows, different places, and they never want to actually stay on it for more than like a couple of days. I move it, they use it, and then after a few days, they're over it. Now they want to be in the living room, at the living room window where I originally had the damn thing, so they could be in the sun, and they never wanted to be on it in the sun. Now they want to lay on my pirate's chest in the window and sun out. They're very, very ridiculous. Is really the only word, I guess, is ridiculous. They're very ridiculous. Okay, so before we get started, there is another story that I want to share with you guys, and I realize that if I do these like other stories the way that I want to, then they're not going to really get a lot of attention, because that's just how it is. But if I start an Idaho video giving a little bit of detail on another story, then it's going to get more attention. And I feel like that's probably how I'm going to do these things. I think there is a missing 18 or 19-year-old in Florida right now. An autistic boy. And I'm just going to share, just for a few minutes, I'm just going to share a couple of his grandmother's videos, because this guy left from Austin, Texas, got to Miami, disappeared, and the cops took forever to give a shit because he's an adult. And they don't really care that he's an autistic adult. Well, they do now. Now there's a report down in Florida. But for days and days, this grandmother was just racking her brain trying to get anyone to listen that would about what happened with her grandson. Now, I don't know all the details. I just know the little pieces that I've seen. But I wanted to show maybe like just 3 of her small videos. We're going to start off with this one. That's just giving a little bit of a rundown. And then I'm going to give you a video that gives a little bit of an update, because it really feels to me like something happened in Miami at the hotel where this guy was staying, and he's young. I don't know what his lifestyle has been. We just know he has autism, but he apparently hired some sort of escort when he was at the hotel. And that escort seems to have been like the last person to have seen him alive. No one can get a hold of this person. They have videos of her. They have photos of her. The photos are being just put on the internet by the grandma. Hey, this is who he hired. This is the girl that was last around him. And now he's missing. What the hell's going on? It's just ridiculous. So I just wanted to, again, just like 2 videos.
Hopefully from
Grandma.
everybody in the TikTok community. I hear that y'all give help to people who need help. And I have a 18-year-old grandson that is autistic. He got on an airplane from Austin to Miami. and he has gone missing the last 5 days. We had his location on his phone, and we no longer have that location.
And this was posted 3 days ago. So at this point, it's been just over a week, about 8 days now.
He was last seen at the Appleberry phone repair on 113 Northeast 2nd Avenue. He also stayed in a hotel called Costa Norte Boutique Hotel, 7130 Harding Avenue. We can't get any information on him. The police are saying that he doesn't qualify for a missing person because he's 18. And they don't seem to be taking his autism into consideration. I am flying out there today to go search the streets, and I'm hoping that we can get the word out for him. And if I can get messages, helping me to locate him, I would greatly appreciate it. Sorry that I'm so emotional. I'm trying to fight back tears. And I don't know what else to say. His name is John Torres. He's 18 years old. He was last seen in an orange shirt and black shorts. We have him on video going into an Uber wearing that from his last location here in Texas. And he didn't take anything with him, so including a phone charger. However, his phone was messing up before he left. His charging was messing up. So we're wondering if that's why he was at that Appleberry location. It says on the front of the building, by what I can tell in Google, that they repair phones. We've tried contacting them, and they don't know what we're talking about. So I'm going to put a picture. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to put a picture of my grandson to see if anybody in that area, hotels, restaurants, people who work in restaurants, what did it say? In the downtown Miami area, North Beach, Miami area, to see if you guys can help me find my grandson, please. Thank you. My name is Michelle Lowe. And if you can just contact me, I guess through TikTok here. If anybody has any other information of how I can get his name out, his story out, and any help, I would greatly appreciate it.
Okay. I'm going to go find the one that has the girl's picture on it, because she did get to Miami. And I even commented on one of these, y'all are wearing the same color shirt. It's just so sad to see this, because this is a grandma trying to find her autistic grandson. And in the damn pictures, in the videos that she's posting, she's wearing the same color shirts as the photo that she's using. And it's just maybe it's done like that on purpose to get you to really pay attention. Or if it's not done on purpose, that's still just crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Okay. This is the escort. And what the information was in between that one and in between this one is that the cops only decided to give a shit because Austin wouldn't do anything because he got on a plane in Austin. So they just said, well, he's not our responsibility, which, okay, but you could have made sure that there was no duress or none of those situations happening. And they don't really seem to give a shit about anything, which is whatever. So then they get to Miami, and after a few days, they finally see him on the hotel camera. So then because he was seen alive on the hotel camera, then the cops are like, okay, we have him on camera. We know for a fact it's not just his things that are here, that it was actually him. Now we can get started. Well, now it comes to this. This is the escort that he apparently purchased, whatever. And she's the last person to have seen him alive.
I'm here at the... Okay, friends, I'm here at...
Okay, I didn't realize there's music behind here. So if this gets like all screwed up for some reason, it's YouTube being stupid about music that they don't even own.
Dadeland by the mall. In
See if there's a better one of them talking, because like
hot it is.
okay, I don't want the music to give issues.
Okay, friends. I'm here at the train station in, where are we at, Sammy? Sutton Grove, Coconut Grove.
Yeah, I can't. YouTube is going to end up acting stupid, but that's the story so far. They went down there. They finally got the cops to pay attention to what was going on. They went through everything. Stuff like they just said he bought a phone charger, and even the phone charger was left. Like everything that he had is in the hotel. He's just gone, and they don't know where he went. No one is giving them any answers. I don't even know what the reason was for him going down to Miami. I don't know if they ever mentioned any of that. But like I said, I just wanted to share it.
Okay.
Just a little, so that people in this area off of Harding Avenue in Miami Beach, that's where he was last seen, on camera, leaving the hotel on Friday, May 5th at approximately 1 to 2 p.m. And he was wearing white shorts and a black Gucci type shirt that reads King in green stitching. I mean, look how young he is. Gives you an idea of his personality.
I'm spicy.
Hot it is.
So he's got just like a low form of autism. It makes him really trusting, really friendly. He never meets an enemy. That's a problem. That's a problem. Now, I know that there was a story not long ago of a missing person. I believe it was also an autistic teen. He had been missing for years. For years is how I'm remembering. And then there were people down in Florida, and they ended up they were recording a video, and this random person walks up to them and speaks to them in the video. Now this video goes viral because they were pretty famous YouTubers or somebody that does streaming stuff. And then a brother or somebody related to the missing person saw him in the video and was like, holy shit, like I think it was the brother. Like, that's my brother. And he contacted the streamer. They got back down there. They were able to find the guy. But it was just a random video after this guy being missing. They thought he was dead. They had no idea. And then this random video just posted, and holy shit, there he is. And they were able to find him. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. It's scary because you don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, I want to show you guys what I was working on yesterday because we didn't do any lives or anything, and I didn't post anything. I was just trying to get organized. I mentioned before somebody had sent me some files to look at, and I realized that a lot of my frustration in going through the files is that everything that I had to look through was so freaking disorganized. So I sat yesterday and I went through all of the 2,350 something pages of the public release of the forensic reports, and I separated everything out. If you were in my live earlier today about Noelle's case, and you already saw this, but I want to show you guys this because y'all are the ones who actually utilizes this folder. So y'all need to see the changes that were implemented as of last night. So I took everything out, and all of the forensic reports are now in here and separated per case number because we know that there's a different case number when it comes to stuff for Jack Showalter. And I put those separate in here. And then for the actual case, all of these things are separated out. So we have the forensic reports also separated out, and they're in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by their number that they are. Okay. And if you want to know what they are, to know which one that you need to actually pull up, I also created or shall I say an index. Where the hell did it go? Is it over here? Yeah. I also made an index so that when you are trying to figure out what report you need, you can go in there, you can pull up the index, and you can see that report number 1 has a screenshot that tells you exactly from the cover page of the report what's in there. And I've done that for every single one of them. Printed out everything separately so that it's not one gigantic ass file that does not open into Google Drive. A lot of the times it will not open because it's so big. And then when you want to download it, it doesn't let you download it without telling you, hey, it's too big for us to be able to scan it for a virus. Do you want to go ahead and download it anyway? Now, they've always been safe because they're coming from me onto the Google Drive, but not everybody knows that, or not everybody really wants to just go ahead and download something anyway, because, you know, I'm the same way. So now this way you don't have to worry about downloading them. You can go in here and pull them open separately. I also have everything else separated too. So when it comes to like different things going on, 1 or 2 little papers about evidence being held in a freezer, the clarification for Kohberger's name being on there for stuff that was back from 12/5 of 22. I also have all of the chain of custody issue information that there is in the files. And then I also have like put all the service requests together. So these are just in like a huge thing by themselves. The chain of custody, proof of deliveries, everything is in here separated out now to make it easier to look at. Now, the goal at the end of this whole freaking thing, before I could ever even think about sitting down and writing anything, putting anything to ink and paper, because I've already said I'm going to do a book on this case once we have everything. It's going to be some years. It's not happening anytime soon. It's going to be some years. Things have to be correctly organized so that there's no issues. It's just like with the green jacket thing. I honestly didn't know anything, or at least my brain did not retain the information about there being a situation in which the DNA was degraded because of the Blue Star being used. Now, Amber Vance, which is somebody that I've seen a lot of y'all talking about today, Amber Vance did a video about that before. She's really, really big on TikTok. So for the majority, when she comes out and she puts information out, she does put it out here on YouTube, but her majority information is over on TikTok. I didn't see this. This was the video that she did about this was reshared by another account yesterday. And then I also saw that she put a comment on my video where we were talking about that in the last book review, because she said that that was really sketchy to her. Yeah, I agree. That's freaking sketchy, especially when you hear that it's Talbot. That's the one that wanted to handle all that information. And it's Talbot that apparently wrote that the knife sheath was on the floor. And Talbot is the one who apparently a lot of things are circling around suddenly. So maybe Talbot needs to be looked at a little bit harder, because something's obviously going on with him. His name keeps coming up with a lot of these problems. So yeah, that's probably somebody that we probably should look more at, because it's just a bit strange. Just a bit strange. But I'm going to do my own video on that soon. I'll go in and get all the information that we do have, everything that came out in January in way of the forensic reports that were posted and then removed because they're not redacted. So also expect to see the index in the folder for these reports to have like a new version of it soon, because I still have to go into the unredacted forensic reports, and then I'll be going in there and replacing the screenshot that shows what's in it. Now here is the link to, that is not it. One more time. I said to copy, share, copy link. Okay, there's a link to the Google Drive. There's a link to the Google Drive. 3 months? It doesn't feel like it's been 3 months already, huh? Time goes by so fast. Time goes by so fast. No. I know I got an answer earlier today from ISP about the 4-page report, but let me go see what did she put something in a community post? That's why I want to go through the EWU stuff this weekend. FOIA of the century. Curtis Whitman bombshell FOIA. Who's Curtis Whitman? The officer that says he found Kohberger's car with PA plates. Curtis Whitman. She's looking at this Curtis Whitman guy. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me when it comes to whatever they're trying to say at WSU about anything, because whatever they found in way of his car was never turned in. So I really don't care about the people that claim to have seen his car in the system or in the parking lot, because they didn't turn in the tip. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. That's useless to me. In my opinion, it's useless to me. We know that they're lying now that we are where we are, and they're having mainstream people try to implement that 11/29 date into something important, and that's non-existent. WSU told us they never said a word to MPD MPD told us WSU never told them anything. That 1129 situation about seeing that car was never turned in. So it doesn't, if it's not turned in, they're not trying to frame him for anything or try to cover up anything on their end, trying to use Kohberger for something if they never turned in the tip, if they never got the ball rolling on it. So I just don't see the point. But I will say that when it comes to the 4-page report that was apparently written at the scene, ISP responded to me today telling me that they didn't have it. That if it does exist, it's with Moscow Police Department. So I have to file another FOIA, which I'm just going to copy and paste what I already sent to Idaho. I'm just going to copy and paste it. Because why redo it? That's stupid. I'm just going to copy and paste it and ask Moscow for it. And I'm just going to attach what the Idaho State Police told me because that's what they said today. Let me go and pull it up and I'll show you guys real quick. And then we'll get started on the interview. So I asked for, on 5/4/2026, I said, it's come to our attention that a 4-page inventory report was taken by someone associated with the Idaho State Police on 11/13/22 regarding the 1122 King Road homicides. We are aware of the public reports released and of the printed inventory reports attached to these summary reports, but the example for this document being shown to the public is a printed form that has been filled out in someone's handwriting. I have attached the image being shown to the public for reference. The person sharing this information is stating Officer Jeff Talbot, but has shown no proof of that, and they haven't. I just want to remind people that they have not. Turvey, I know Turvey is saying whatever Turvey is saying, but Chris Whitcomb has only showed us the corner page of this paper. He's not even showing us the full width so that we can see the full width of the paper. He's not showing us anything on the footer, giving us the date. He's not showing us any initials. He's showing us a cutoff column and a cutoff row and just a little snip of like the 25% top right corner of this paper. For some reason, they're wanting to put this out there but not give us the full damn paper. And I don't understand. Why can't we see the paper? Why can't you release to us the paper that has the full sheet? Why can't we read the full sheet? That's already sketchy. If I were to come out here to you with a piece of paper and push a narrative off of a paper that's literally just the 25% corner of a paper, y'all run me off of YouTube. Let's just be serious. There's no proof it was Talbot. It might be, but that's not what they're showing us. Regardless of the amount of pages or its author, I am formally requesting this document and any and all associated information. The Idaho State Police has no responsive records. Anything related to this request was turned over to the lead agency of this case, which is Moscow PD. That's what they tell me for everything. That's basically what they tell me for everything. That's my point. Part pages. It's literally a corner piece, guys. Literally a corner piece. Now, I don't know if Turvey has this where he could like release it himself, but it is a big problem that we're not getting the full-on piece of paper. Like not even the full row where this is written on. It's cut off in between like the number, and it's just, it's shady to me. And just, it's only shady to me because that's a format of shadiness. It's not freaking showing the entire document, but that's just, it just is what it is. But that's what they're telling me. So obviously I'm going to have to send another damn request to them and figure out what's going on. Now, I also know that Dr. Turvey did another interview and I want to go over it. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll do a review. We'll watch it. I'll screen record it, flip it, put a filter on it, take out the dumb shit, and then we'll watch it together because it's with Fox News. So we'll see if his demeanor is different. I'll tell you, watching Chris Whitcomb, his demeanor is not any different in way of YouTuber or mainstream news person because he was saying all the same gaslighting ass shit to Anjanette Levy as he was saying to everybody else. basically saying that all the other attorneys that he spoke to up until that point were dumb in comparing what their questions were to the way that Anjanette Levy was asking questions. And the way that he just says stuff is just crazy. Actually crazy. But this weekend, we for sure have to catch up with EWU, but I'd like to go over that interview too. Okay. See if I can make this desk go up some without this thing tripping. I tried to do this earlier and make my desk move up, and my whole camera stand started to fall backwards towards the wall. And I have one of those like up and down desks. Ooh, okay. I think it's good to go. All right. So this is his second interview on 12/6 of 22. We're going to be watching this from Connor's. So because we're watching it from somebody's YouTube channel and it's not my own copy, I can turn on the caption. So we're going to go ahead and watch this. And I will also give you guys the link here for those who need Connor's information. Here is the link to this specific video to where you can go in and you can see body cam interviews, nothing done to them, no commentary, just raw file. I think that's it. That's all I have to say. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have already watched this one. I know that most of you have. They've been out for a hot minute. I have no idea what he's going to talk about. This, because again, this isn't my version. I haven't had the chance to go in, take out any muted sections or any of that stuff. So this is going to be just however it is on Connor's channel. Some of it. Thanks. Yeah, that's when you can tell I'm really aggravated. Some of it. Okay. Well, then I guess it's going to be a firsties for lots of us. Alrighty. Let's see what he's got to say. Oh, God. Ew.
No, we're probably going to scissors.
You can count them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ew.
Getting her chair there.
Ugh. That's horrible sounding.
How's everything been going? Yeah, you can sit there.
I just been my in-laws. I was going to go to Moscow yesterday, but decided not to do that.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to just record this so you guys know so I don't have to take notes.
Okay.
And his mom is right here. This is what y'all were telling me the other day.
Maybe.
By the way.
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just realized that it's like jacked up, isn't it? Like, why would you randomly go and like shake a guy's hand who's not saying anything? Yeah, it's definitely out of sync. Yeah, I think they do. That's another reason why, like, I know we need to go through Bethany and Dylan's interviews like all over again, but I'm still at the same time like freaking just dreading having to sit here and listen to Dylan's freaking 11/17 interview for the damn chapter 6 book review. Like, I don't want to deal with her. But I know we have to. I know we have to. Oh my God. Yeah, it's way off. Okay, so we can just suffer together. Let's just suffer together.
Yeah.
Were you with us last time or no?
No, that was Detective Miller.
He looks kind of like him.
Yeah, they look similar. They're both kind of goofy. Well, this thing isn't working.
It is off, bro.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
See, that was just
Yeah,
the
I got
blow
it.
sound.
So since the last time I talked, I
30 seconds off.
know you and your family have taken a lot of crap online. I hope You're not reading it or anything?
So they just blocked out what his mom had to say. What the frick? What the frick? Like, I want to know how his mom's even in there. Like, honestly, I would probably be fighting my ass
What about
off
you? Are you?
to like be in there, because that's just the kind of parent that I am. Like, if my daughter were to call me right now, I'd find a way to get to Louisiana and be in that jail. If that was the situation, like, I'd find a way. I know she's 19, but I'd probably find a way. I'd find a way. I'd find a way. What I don't understand is why they're legally allowing her in there. Like, I don't know why she's legally in there. Because in any other situation, they're just like, no, you're an adult, you're over 18. They're not even like, we don't have to even tell them anything. So it is interesting to me that legally she's even in there. So see, I'm like, there's two sides to this pancake. Okay. I just find it strange she's in there. No, Charlie, we just now started. It's just really out of sync and kind of crazy. Already like 20,000 seconds of redactions. And then they asked his mom a question first. And then like, what? Oh my God, we're not going to hear anything. Yeah, the first one, like, I totally get because it was at their house, but this is strange. It is odd.
I mean, when the first time I talked to you, you're kind of a person of interest, I guess we would say.
Yeah, I understand that.
Well, because you were seen at a taco truck or a Grubhub truck and at the bar with him. Detective Hopkins has actually been up at Moscow helping them with the investigation. There's been, 45, 50 detectives up there running around, gathering phone information, gathering videos from private residences, from businesses. The crime scene's basically completed now, so there's stuff at the lab.
Yeah.
Biological stuff, fingerprint stuff, the typical stuff we collect from crime scenes. And there's probably, I wouldn't even guess how many interviews completed. And as I told your mom when we were texting like yesterday to set this up, you're not.
I'm sorry. What? You called his mother to set up the interview with him. See, this is where, like, now you're crossing all the lines when it comes to legality. Why are you conducting conversations about getting your so-say person of interest into an interview, and you're discussing the planning and the appointment timing with his mom? That's too far. That's too far.
You're further from a person of interest than even you were the day that we first spoke. So, but with that, we do have some news.
Then why did y'all put his information in a timeline that you apparently created for the prosecution in November of 2023? Explain that. Explain how you went in and made sure that you had fingerprints and blood and all these other things. And we have an entire case number with his freaking name on it that's completely different, but associated, because y'all don't know how to keep organized at all, literally at all. And you put him and Connor's information in the timeline in November of 2023. So how can you sit here and say that to him and then still have information that has nothing to do with the case regarding his timeline in the timeline? That's confusing. That's confusing.
Individuals that we're kind of interested in.
Are they telling him who the other individuals of interest are? That's not supposed to happen either. Yeah, she could not represent him if she was an attorney. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a doctor. I've heard that before. God, these redactions are so long. We shouldn't have to pay a damn dime for this shit. This can't be life. Holy shit.
And I think the first time that I spoke to you, we didn't go over the Saturday. We kind of focused on from when you went to the corner club and then your activities till you got back home. I want to go back a little further in that. And when I'm talking to you, remember we have all this video, and we have I may ask you a bunch about clothing or whatever if you can remember what people were wearing, and then vehicles. Vehicles are another big thing, and how people were getting around at that time. So on Friday night, what'd you do Friday night?
I don't think I did anything, because like my habit kind of is, like Thursday night is kind of when people start going out for like it's early weekend. So I usually kind of go out like Thursday night and then just hang out Friday night, just doing assignments or something like that. So I usually don't like go out back-to-back nights. So I think that was like one of the weekends where I went out Thursday, stayed in Friday, went out Saturday, stayed home Sunday watching football. So that's usually how my weekends kind of go, like on a normal basis. So like I don't think I was really doing anything that I can remember. I'd probably just be at home, like hanging out.
Okay.
I can't really recall specifically what I was doing necessarily.
So not much on a Friday. Now, did you know that it was some formal for the sorority? I mean, do you know what was going on campus on that night?
I mean, maybe, I don't know, like I feel like there's always stuff going on.
Okay.
I'm always taking part in certain activities. Like I don't care about certain things, so I don't know, like a lot happens without me really paying attention.
Okay. Did you know that the house where the homicides took place, that they had a party that night?
I mean, not that specific night. I heard about them having, I think, a party Saturday maybe. I don't know. Maybe I think it was game day. I thought they had people, but I don't know. Like,
okay, then
because people usually just say King Street, and there's like 6-7 different houses people like be going to. So like,
okay. And when you say when we're talking, if you would help me out, whether you knew that prior to the the homicide, or is stuff you've learned afterwards?
Afterwards.
Okay.
I don't really, for the most part, like I went to, I think on game day, an apartment at the Whites, but for the most part, I don't like. Like I don't really
Redactions,
care
bro.
about that stuff that much, because I don't really care to like go there.
Okay.
So I don't know, like it's all. I would say I've heard it afterwards.
Okay. So Saturday morning, it's game day. Walk me through that day. What you do, who you were with.
Are you asking him again because he's still a suspect? Or are you
No.
asking him so much about him? Sorry.
Because he's going to be with somebody, I think, on that day that I want to know and
Okay.
corroborate the activities.
Okay.
Yeah. For the most part, I don't really remember what we did. I don't think I went. I didn't go to the game. I just remember. It's hard to remember these days. The only thing I remember from that day is like going to that White's apartment, like going back from there in my place, and then going to the bars later. Like I don't really remember specifics, and then there was just like a ton of people there. It's like usually when it's game day, like everyone just like meets, so there's just like a ton of people like coming and going from.
And that's why the mom shouldn't be in there, because she's doing that. Like, I cannot believe how ridiculously lax we've seen so much of this information. Like, it's actually been super, like, there's no protocol. There's no baseline. It's awkward. And it's not just one department. It's the entire state. And then add on the feds. Like, it's all across the board. There's no baseline. Ugh. I don't even know. There's like no words, honestly. And I know that this is like really nothing, but this is just one little bitty thing on top of every other little thing that has happened in this case. Home dude's mama don't need to be in here. She definitely doesn't need to be talking. Why do they treat everybody like a friend, like they're innocent? Like even saying, oh, well, you're even farther from a person of interest now than you were on day one. Okay, well, y'all babied the shit out of the people that were in the house for 8 hours too. You didn't even bother separating the dude that had a whole knife on him when y'all got there. Like, what? I could just never, oh my God.
Like people I know and people I don't know. There's also a ton of people I just don't know because over like the 3 years of college, I was pretty much like in a relationship, so I was hanging out with like my girlfriend instead of meeting a lot of these people. Like that's why a lot of people think I'm kind of sus, is because I don't talk to a lot of these people on campus because I was doing other stuff like relationship stuff.
Okay, okay.
So like I don't know, I just like hang out with my friends, and like if I don't know you, I'm not really gonna talk to you. So like there's a ton of people I saw that day that like I don't really know.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring up a name in which I know you know him.
Yeah.
Of course, it's redacted.
Were you with that day?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's my good friend.
I know. So what time did you meet up
Connor?
with
I have no clue.
You asking about Connor?
I don't know. I can see if I maybe have.
It is
what
wild.
date was that?
It would be the 12th.
It's very wild.
I don't know. It's just hard to think of like times. It's like it'd have to be. I can't remember if it was like after the game or before the game. But I don't even remember what time the game was at.
Yeah, it was an afternoon game, if I remember right.
I assume we were like, I don't know, late, like early afternoon maybe. I don't know.
Well, can you remember? Did you meet up with him at the house?
No, I don't think I ever went to the desk. They might have came to my house for a second, just because I lived right next to. They might have. Him and maybe might have came to my house, but I can't remember if that actually happened before.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't ask him when they
Said
talked
the
to him
12th?
last time more often
Yes.
with more things, because they didn't really get too much into like all the additional details in the last interview that we listened to. But then again, they keep bringing cops out and having people that don't know the area and don't really know like the community to interview these people, and they seem like there's a huge disconnect because most of the time the interviewer has no idea what the other person's talking about, which is a problem.
The messages I have is I said, yo, he said, what's up? This is at 416 though. And I said, you still at the Whites? And he said, yeah, I'm trying to get food. And I said, where you at? And I said, at my place, I had to take some ibuprofen and stretch my back. My back is ducked. Grab me a couple beers if there's any left. Because they were like, the girls like bought like a party pool of beers for everyone. So,
Okay.
And I don't have messages from him until the 14th. About like, that's when we were talking about if like you're leaving, if we're leaving or not.
Okay. So had you guys been at the party yet, or did I
Yeah,
mean?
so I would say if that was at 4 o'clock, I would assume they're going from anywhere from like 12 to like maybe like probably like 12 o'clock, 11ish. They probably started having people over at the Whites, but I don't know when we went there. Like probably before 4, maybe 2 or 1. I don't know.
Okay. And some of the stuff I'm going to tell you, we've gotten from. So I mean, if you can't remember well, I'm going to have to tell you stuff to remind you. Okay. So, then where did you guys?
What does that mean? They talked to Connor and got information, and so if Jack can't remember, they're going to feed him details from Connor's interview? Is that what he means by that?
Obviously, the message string stopped, so I mean,
Kaylee, I definitely do remember Kaylee and Maddie and all. That's where that picture was taken.
you'd taken that all over. Yeah.
That's where that. I remember them all going out and taking that picture. And
Exactly.
Okay. And you weren't friends with that whole crowd, really,
That's what
except
I'm
for.
like just mutually friends because like there's like people I have classes with. Like
See, again, he admits that he was at the Whites earlier in the day. So how are you going to sit here and tell me that you didn't meet Kaylee there? And that like meeting Kaylee at the corner club is the like only time you remember ever meeting her? Like, weren't you at the White party with her? She was hosting it. She was part of the hosting party. That's what we found out later. So it wasn't just the formal on Friday that would have technically brought Kaylee back, even though she never moved out. But, you know, the narrative that they want to try to keep for no damn reason. She was apparently also helping host the little party at the White. So how did you meet her at the Corner Club and not before that? Even on the same freaking, within the same 12-hour period, you were in the same place twice. See, I really didn't really pay much attention to, or really care, I guess, that he would say that he didn't really know Kaylee and only really knew Maddie because of everything I've already explained to you guys. But now that we've been hearing more and more that, like, hold on a second, and we knew from the report, but it's like hitting again, you were at the White. How did you not know who the frick Kaylee was? It just makes it less plausible the more he talks.
There's just like people I know, and then there's people I just like know but don't know. Like, it's just a small place. Like, I don't know them, but like we just all hang out. Like, I don't know. We all commingle, kind of. So there's just a bunch of people I don't know. There are people I do know.
I don't
Like,
commingle with people
I didn't know Kaylee, but like I've seen her around and stuff, so I like recognize her and stuff.
So which one out of the group did you know the best?
Maddie. I have like classes with Maddie. She's in my grade, so I've just known her since like freshman year.
Okay.
Has always seen her. He just has always hung out at like the house through the years and stuff.
Excuse me for not remembering. What year in school are you guys? Okay. And she's the same.
Your actions are wild.
So you guys are at the White's party. Do you remember leaving that party?
I mean, yeah, I went back and forth between my house a few times, I think, to like chill, because I was having like a messed up back, so it was like kind of hard for me to like stand up all day, so I was like getting really sore and stuff, so I was going back to my place a lot to like just sit down for a second.
No, you weren't. Tell me in what reality. Oh, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Lorena. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Congratulations to those who got those. He was not going back, and I don't know why he's not being honest about this. He was going back to smoke. Let's be so fucking serious. Right? I'm so tired of the lies. He was going back to smoke weed because his back hurt. You can stretch at the party. You can sit down on someone's couch at the party. You can sit down at the party. Instead, you're traveling from the party apartment to your own apartment, and you're saying it's because you're back. You're giving yourself more backache and more back pain by standing and walking back and forth between the Whites and your own place. No, you weren't. I'm going to say now, you were smoking. Why you want to hide that from the police, I don't really quite understand. Unless it's something else that you're using to help with the pain that's not as low-level nothingness as a little bit of green stuff. Because we know, obviously, it's pretty easy to get a hold of anything, okay? So that, no, you were not going back and forth to stretch your back. Look, I can stretch right here. Oh, I'm stretching. Oh, I'm stretching. You're full of shit, bro. I never believed this part. This part I never believed, because who does that? Grab a few beers for me. You were surrounded by it, sir. You're at a party where there's drinking. That part never added up to me, ever.
But I don't know, I'd say, I don't even know if I went back after. Oh.
Then he's saying he's just taking Motrin. No, you're not. No, you're not. Which is fine. But why you want to, like, they already know that you were at the cannabis shop on Sunday. Why don't just say to them, I was going back and forth and smoking a little bit because my back was hurting. That you're doing less damage to your body by hitting your little one-hitter than you are popping all that damn Motrin, I promise you. With that ibuprofen, you're killing your liver. Dude's lying. Dude is lying.
No, I don't think I went back after 4 or 5, I think.
So when that text string is going on, you don't return back to the White's party?
I don't think so,
but. Okay. Do you remember going back to the with?
Not really. It's just hard because like this is like one of the reasons like I wanted to like go out with Kaylee and Maddie when they asked me like go to the other bar when we ended up not doing that. But it's like because we do the same thing so often, like all these days just like seem like
go together.
Yeah, it's like hard to precisely pick apart days because I feel like we do like very similar stuff, so it's like hard to pick apart when I was actually in for drinking and stuff.
We've been told, and people have said that you and get a ride from, I guess, the dude. I can't remember his name. And that he. Yeah, we have the same name or something like that.
I don't even know all the fresh.
But I don't know if he meant it with Kaylee or like he just parties and is around groups of people so much in different places constantly that it sort of just like all blurs together. But I've never, like, the only time I've ever had memory issues is from trauma. So I don't think I've ever lived a life where everything was like so mundanely the same that I just didn't remember details. For that simple reason. Him having his mother in there was the biggest mistake that they could have made. Like, this is so stupid. It's absolutely stupid.
Those names.
So, and this one's kind of key. Says that he takes you up to get takes the two of you, not just you. So you don't recall going back to the house and end up splitting the beer up?
I mean,
the black bag of beer.
We do, but like we do that all the time.
I remember that.
Like that's a very normal thing.
Normal for you too.
Like I could think of us doing that like that happens all the time. I don't know, it's hard
But at King Road, because you said that you'd only been in there like one time, right?
Well,
it's hard all day, you know.
Right. Look at that text string you were reading me, because I've seen that text string from a different phone. And later in that text string, you're getting ready to come back home and you asked to return the bag.
Yeah, I borrowed. Okay, yeah, that was that night. Yeah, okay. So I think he fell asleep. I think he passed out. Because we were killing him. I think he passed out, and I didn't have my backpack, so I just took his.
Passed out or fell asleep, because he went to say sleep twice and then just landed on passed out, and there's a difference. So that was interesting.
One of his bags, took my like 15 or whatever was left, and just I think I went home or something.
Okay, and then
yeah, that does sound
okay,
because I had his bag and I had to return it.
And then, do you see the rest of the night?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so, because I went out to the bars and he doesn't.
So then you leave eventually. Do you remember how you got to the corner club?
Probably the GD.
Okay.
Probably.
And then we're just going to run through this again quick. Oh, I know you're having a tough time. Do you remember what was wearing?
This is the issue. No. The issue that I have with this is that even though we know that they can go in there and they can get some of the information, the damn timeline in the book that was, again, written by ISP and MPD in November of 2023 has information regarding Dylan and Snap and regarding a couple other people in Snap, but then it says message contents unknown. Which I don't, like, I understand if, like, the app itself makes the messages disappear and that's just, like, what their little gimmicky thingy is. But why wouldn't they constantly, like, be held on the server for a certain amount of time, especially knowing that drug dealers and all kinds of crazy shit happens on Snap? Like, I know people literally will take pictures of their product and, like, advertise that shit on freaking Snapchat because it disappears. And so they think they're so safe, but they're not, because the cops, when they get them, they can pull the shit back up. So the whole contents unknown thing is still just like weird to me, because the company has a server. And if nothing is ever truly deleted off of the internet, then how are you going to sit here and tell me that an incoming message on somebody's system and an outgoing message on somebody's system doesn't meet somewhere in the middle on a server to where it can be found? Why do we still have contents unknown? That is so stupid. That is so stupid.
How does he normally dress?
Maybe like some Air Force Ones, jeans, t-shirt.
Does he dress kind of like you do, or but all you college kids wear damn hoodies and.
Yeah, I think that like people wear like flannels and stuff. We dress similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'm pretty good on. Well, you never. The next time you contact is when you guys have contact.
I think that was probably in the morning. They called me because they were like trying to. I didn't even know what was going on that morning with all this stuff, and they called me because I like live back there, and they were like, "Do you know what's going on by your place?" Like, that's like the first I heard from them. Like, I think it was he called me up that they were together. Like, I think they went and got food that morning or something, and then they called me.
Went and got that
bar stuff.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
But I don't think I really heard from him that night.
I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to because you can't remember, but you don't recall any strange people or strange individuals, cars around your neighborhood on the 12th, but you guys are all partying?
I mean, like, the thing is, like, it's just nothing seems, like, suspicious up there. Like, first off, I'm not looking for anything, and there's nothing, like, to recall, but nothing's out of the ordinary. Like, I don't know. It's just everything seemed normal, you know? Didn't seem like anything was weird. That's
a typical Saturday night in Moscow?
Yeah, that's why I was, like, crazy when you started hearing all the rumors in the morning, because, like, it doesn't seem like shit was real, and then, like, stuff's actually going down. Because nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Like, I said goodbye to Maddie, like I was going to see her on Tuesday.
I'm sorry if I, like, get off the camera, like, more often than normal. You guys know that, like, I've had, like, a weird cough for, like, a while. And it's getting worse. Like, I cannot make this little, like, tickle. It's literally, like, right here in my throat. Like, it's this spot. I'm not swollen. I don't have any pain. There's just this weird spot in the back of my throat, right here in the back of this little corner that constantly just has like this tickle that makes me cough. And it gets to the point where my eyes are watering. And just over the past few days, like it's gotten pretty stupid. So if I like go away for a second, it's because I'm over here trying to like get rid of this tickle in my throat. I think I'm okay for a few minutes. It's really annoying. I'm going to have to go to a doctor and see like what's going on. But it's been doing this for like a few months now. It's like literally right here, but like inside of my neck. You know what I mean? It's really annoying. I think it's just like the pollen. Lots of allergies, I think. I'm pretty positive.
Seemed like a normal night. Like, she got picked up. Like, that's normal. We have ride share or GDs or I guess Uber. I didn't know we had Uber, but that's cool.
Yeah, we know every Uber driver.
There's no nicotine vape. It's not the vape, I promise.
For every food driver, every Lyft driver.
Yeah, but I didn't know we even had Uber in Moscow. I think that's a new thing. So I just assumed it was like a DD picking them up because usually the sororities I don't think have DDs, but they usually like wait.
He said he kissed somebody goodnight. No, I have to go back. Hold on. He said he kissed somebody goodnight.
The rest of the night.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yes. Why? Is there a thing with lisinopril? Now I guess I'm going to have to go see like on the internet what's going on with my blood pressure pill because that's an interesting question. It's my freak. It could literally be my lisinopril. My blood pressure medicine. It's trying to kill me. That's insane. What are they going to comment on? The fact that I have a tickle in my throat? Ooh, let me cry harder. Like, I don't really care. If that's what they're going to have a conversation about for an hour after the fact, then I feel sorry for their basements because, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, well, guess what's happening tomorrow? This doctor's going to change it. I'm getting rid of it. I'm getting rid of it. I had no idea. How do y'all all know this? I've been on the same medicine for like 8 years. Well, at least we know that that's probably what it is. Okay, my blood pressure medicine is trying to kill me. That's just beautiful. Right? Like that was so quick, because if I would have asked Google, it had told me I had some sort of throat cancer and I was going to die in 3 weeks. Is probably what it would have told me. I said something that's crazy. All right, guys, let's listen. That's crazy.
I went out to the bars and he doesn't.
So then you leave eventually. Do you remember how you got to the corner club?
Probably the GD.
Okay. And then we're just going to run through this again quick. Oh, I know you're having a tough time. Do you remember what he was wearing that day?
No clue.
How does he normally dress?
Maybe like some Air Force Ones, jeans, t-shirt.
Does he dress kind of like you do, or but all you college kids wear damn hoodies and.
Yeah, I think that like people wear like flannels
changing
and stuff. We dress similar.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Damn.
And then, I mean, I'm pretty good on. Well, you never. The next time you contact is when you guys have contact.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was probably in the morning. When they called me because they were like trying to. I didn't even know what was going on that morning with all this stuff, and they called me because I like lived back there, and they were like, "Do you know what's going on by your place?" Like, that's like the first I heard from them. Like, I think it was he called me up that they were together. Like, I think they went and got food that morning or something, and they called me.
Went and got that
bar stuff.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
But I don't think I really heard from him that night.
I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to because you can't remember, but you don't recall any.
Obviously, you're not going to be able to because you can't remember. So you're just going to lead this question, giving him an automatic out. Holy shit. That's crazy. Thank you for the 5, Tara. Ask your friends, right? Like, y'all answered so fast. And, like, y'all know that I'm on blood pressure medicine. So, like, that answer was so fast. Like, I am impressed. That's faster than AI. That was crazy. That was so quick. Okay. Yeah, that's very crazy. Yeah, he's literally given him an open cop-out to instantly say that he doesn't remember by saying that. These are horrible interviewers. Oh my God, horrible.
Okay.
Bad. Horribly done.
I really heard from him that night.
I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to because you can't remember, but you don't recall any strange people or strange individuals, cars around your neighborhood on the 12th? But you guys are all partying?
I mean, like, the thing is, like, it's just nothing seems, like, suspicious up there. Like, first off, I'm not looking for anything, and there's nothing, like, to recall, but not, like, nothing's out of the ordinary. Like, I don't know. It's just everything seemed normal, you know? Didn't seem like anything was weird. That's what
a typical Saturday night in Moscow?
Yeah, that's why it was, like, crazy when you started hearing all the rumors in the morning, because, like, it doesn't seem like shit was real, and then, like, stuff's actually going down.
All of the rumors in the morning.
Ordinary. Like, I said goodbye to Maddie. Like, I was going to see her on Tuesday. It seemed like a normal night. Like,
I said goodbye to Maddie.
Like, that's normal. We had ride share or GDs or I guess Uber. I didn't even know. I didn't know we had Uber, but that's cool.
Yeah, we know every Uber driver, every food driver, every Lyft driver.
Yeah, he just said that he told her good night and that he would see her Tuesday, basically, like, for class. But he's also really downplaying, like, he did it in the other interview too, which I guess he just doesn't want to look bad. But he's downplaying his reaction and, like, the situation in which they just, like, took off. Because he's like, oh, it's normal. But the way that, like, it happened isn't normal. Like, they didn't pay attention to the fact that you were there or didn't care the fact that you were there waiting on them because you thought that y'all were going off to another bar, and then they just get in the car and take off, and you're just kind of like confused, you know what I mean? And he's just, I get why he wants to downplay it, but the camera footage is already out there with his reaction. So I don't know why he's still choosing to do that, knowing they can kind of see how like taken aback he was by the whole thing.
Actually going down. Because nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Like, I said goodbye to Maddie, like I was going to see her on Tuesday. It seemed like a normal
Yeah,
night.
there's no way he said, bye, Maddie,
She got
see you
picked up,
Tuesday.
like, that's normal. We have ride share or DDs or I guess Uber. I didn't even know. I didn't know we had Uber, but that's cool.
Yeah, we know every Uber driver, every food driver, every Lyft driver.
Yeah, but I didn't know we even had Uber in Moscow. I think that's a new thing. So I just assumed it was like a DD picking them up because usually the sororities I don't think have DDs, but they usually like will use the guys DDs and stuff. So I just assumed it was just going home. So they were pretty drunk.
What kind of guy is?
He's kind of like me, I guess. He's pretty laid back and quiet. Like I definitely, some people, if you don't know
See,
him,
that's one
probably
thing
think
I
he's
said.
kind of.
That's one thing I asked. Because, like, they were going around the bar and telling everyone that they were going to be going off to John's Alley and that they were taking Jack. Like, Jack was going with them. Everyone knew this. That's why everyone has an opinion about it, because everyone was like watching them all hang out with him, and it was like, that's not normal. That's new. But he lived like right there. So that was my other question. Like, if they decided to just like change plans and not go to John's Alley, then why didn't they take him in the car? Why didn't they just be like, hey, we're just going to go ahead and go home. I don't know if you want to go ahead and go to the bar or not, but we're going to go ahead and get a Lyft ride, like back to the house. Do you want to just like ride with us? His walk would have been a whole lot faster. That's why, like, I really wish that we had like better like microphones at the grub truck to listen to what the conversations were, besides all like the mix up everywhere and the not really understanding what's happening, because the whole situation is strange. Like, why would you just abandon him there knowing that he lives next to you if y'all are friends in the middle of the night? Yeah, it's a big question that I've had too. It's a big question.
And maybe an outsider, just because he's quiet. He's a very quiet kid, and if he's not like comfortable around here and doesn't open up, like I don't know, he's just like me. We don't fuck with people unless like you're our friends, I guess I'm trying to say. But like he's a really like great guy, and for like I know he wouldn't have like done this shit for sure. And I don't know, I don't know how to explain, but he's a great guy. Like, I don't know, like he's just always had my back for like anything that's ever happened. Like if we have someone like messing with us or something, like, or I don't know, like he's just been my buddy, like a ride or die buddy. Like I'd do anything.
Yeah, you guys are.
I don't know how to explain it.
That'd be Connor.
And then ended up at U of I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like I came up here with him and my buddy who doesn't go here anymore because college didn't work out for him. But like, I don't know, we were just like, he was like the type of friend that we would like talk about, like, are we wanting to go to school together and stuff like that. But I don't know, I'm really bad at explaining things. But I don't know, I just think he's a really great guy. And I think Maddie for sure cared about him a ton because they were kind of close before.
Okay, all I did, I mean, obviously I've dug through everybody's lives. And do you know when that started?
I mean, I think it was kind of just because,
I need to catch what he said before it got silent again.
Maddie for sure cared about him a ton because they were kind of close.
Maddie and Connor.
Okay, all I did.
Now, if you want to get more information on Maddie and Connor, because Connor is who she kissed in Mexico and cheated on Jake with, because they kissed in Mexico. Amber Vance has videos on that. Now, I don't know exactly how she's able to like piece all that stuff together, but she does it. And she's got a big old board behind her with all the names and all the faces, and she's pieced it all together. So when it comes to Connor, Jack, Connor, Maddie, the reason why it's not too odd that she might have been hanging out with Jack, because there might have been something actually still going on with Connor, because Jake was far away, like all that possible stuff happening with how strange it was for them to be together that night. Him saying this reminded me of that. So if y'all haven't seen Amber's videos on the two Jacks and then Jack and Connor, the best friends, y'all really should go watch them. I'll go grab her link on her channel real quick. But if y'all are on TikTok, she's over there too. And like, she's really popular over there on TikTok for that, for the case. But I know some people don't do TikTok, so I'll go grab the YouTube link real quick.
I mean, obviously I've dug through everybody's lives. And do you know when that started?
I mean, I think it was kind of just because.
And then they block out all the information about it. Totally blocked. I can't believe the redactions are so crazy.
I don't know. It's not something he really talks about too. He doesn't really talk about his. It's okay. Not really something he doesn't really brag about the girls he's with and stuff really. So I just, because I'm his friend, I knew they hang out. But like,
did he ever talk about their trip to
Cabo? Is it Cabo or Cozumel?
But I mean, I didn't go. But like ever, not like specifically them going together. But I know like a lot of people went to Cabo.
A lot of people in this whole circle were talking about the Maddies, the Kaylees. Was it a big group like that going down?
Yeah. So like one of our, I think it's just like a spring break thing that they got a bunch of the college kids together. Because I think someone in my house was like a. I'm trying to think of the right word, but like not a rep, but like he was like connected with this organization to try and help Maddie make it easier for everyone to go.
Like a travel agent package type deal?
Yeah, something like that. So he was like setting everyone up pretty much. Like, let me know if you want to go to college. This is what we're doing. So then just a bunch of girls, a bunch of guys from different fraternities like went and stuff.
Okay.
So like a ton of people went.
Right.
It wasn't like it wasn't Maddie.
No, there was a lot of college kids from up there went down there.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just like one of our dudes was like, yeah, if you guys want to go to college, this is how much it's going to cost. This is what we're leaving. This is what we're doing. But I wasn't going to go to college. But I want to spend money. It's like $1,000 or some shit.
$1,000 for them to go? Yeah, it's expensive.
Did
Can't even hear the question.
Yeah.
How long?
From what I've known, Xana's kind of been on and off with some of. She's younger than us, so she's been kind of on and off with like or something. I know she was always kind of with like the other dudes, and then she's been with this other this Ethan guy, I guess. And
Xana.
Like they've been happy and doing great. And then I didn't know Kaylee that well, and I didn't even know that she had that ex-boyfriend or whatever, but I don't know. But I know he didn't really talk to Xana or Kaylee, but I know he did hang out with Maddie.
And then
I'm sorry if I'm explaining things terribly.
No, that's okay. That's okay. And then the other two, was her name, and then
yeah, I don't know those chicks like at all.
Okay.
I couldn't even like put a. Actually, if you showed me a picture of them, I'd probably be like, okay, I've seen them. But like,
yeah, but you don't.
Is he talking about Bethany and Dylan?
Like, yeah, I really like Maddie. I know Xana just from like hanging around, but like I know Maddie from class and stuff. But like those other.
Yeah, Trey. He says
I
he doesn't
really
know
don't
Ethan.
at all. Like the roommates and Ethan. I don't think I've ever said a word to Ethan.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go over to that house much? Do you know?
Not that I really know of. I mean, maybe like hang out because he got
Now remember, it's out of sync, so
it's kind of like my fault. It's kind of like
even when you're hearing him talk and he's moving around, it's not hand movements associated with what you're verbally hearing because it's off. Like by like 30 seconds, it's off.
Understanding of like just trucking, beefing with people. But he's supposed to be coming back in February. But so he's just been laying low for the time being, and like I'm sure he goes to like those parties when I'm at the bars. Is what I'm trying to say. So like usually I go to the bars. I don't necessarily know what he's doing every night because usually he's just hanging out at home. Though he's been laying pretty low.
Okay, I'm gonna have you.
Yeah, I don't remember who paid for these. I think Christy paid for these. Christy's Chaos got these interviews. And I know that Connor has them on his page too, but I think that Christy is the first person. I think Christy paid for the redactions on these. This is so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous.
No, we're hotheads for sure. Like if someone like never, I wouldn't say really like we're not gonna hit girls and shit like that. But like if a guy's beefing with like we're
You're
chill.
gonna hold your ground.
Yeah, we're chill. But like if someone's beefing with us, we're gonna like hold our ground. And like I don't know, like it's usually like not that big of a deal. And like I think stuff does get blown out of proportion. It's usually just drunk college kids butting heads, and you like have a.
So there was some argument, and he's saying there's something about an argument obviously being redacted, and now he's saying it's not a big deal.
No, we're hotheads for sure. Like if someone like never, I wouldn't say really like we're not gonna hit girls and shit like that. But like if a guy's beefing with like we're
You're
chill.
gonna hold your ground.
Yeah, we're chill. But like if someone's beefing with us, we're gonna like hold our ground. And like I don't know, like it's usually like not that big of a deal. And like I think stuff does get blown out of proportion. It's usually just drunk college kids butting heads, and you like have a little scuffle, like
Right.
whatever.
From Dot, the liar, the one who came out and admitted she was a liar. This is crazy. All these redactions are wild. And look how long they are. Like it's not even just like a name or a date of birth or half a second because it's just a few words. It's like full on paragraphs. It's full on paragraphs. Oh my God, how long is this one? Bruh. This is insane. I'm pretty sure it's part of it, yeah. I have to go, like we're going to be going over the EWU stuff this weekend because I know there was a motion to continue filed. But I don't know at this point in time if they've pushed anything back or if everything is still happening on the 18th because we're supposed to be able to watch a hearing on the 18th. So let me see if Sarah posted anything.
Is there like competition between fraternities?
Like, I mean, there's this play, like, it's kind of like, some fraternities you just kind of don't like for different reasons, whether it's like the people, and you kind of like beef with those kids, and sometimes it's like, I don't know. There's not like competitions, but everyone definitely wants to be like the better house. You know, like it's not like we're competing, but everyone definitely wants to be like the top house, or, like something like that. So like I don't know, everyone wants to.
Our house is better than your house.
We're all alphas and shit like that, so everyone wants to like be the. I don't know.
Okay.
I have trouble explaining some things, but I don't know. It's just.
You know, what was the date? Because this was something that we were questioning about when we were going to hear any information about that situation. I don't know if he says anything in this interview. Does anybody remember if he's even asked that in this interview? I have to go back and see the date that the Adam video was released, because I know when we actually did listen to Adam's interview, it was before that video came public on the Facebook group. It was before that. So I'm going to have to check the date. Was it the 17th of December? I feel like it was in December. I'm going to have to check.
I think it's guys just get hot-headed. And I see it all the time. Even not my friends, I see other people like doing, like getting in arguments about just stupid shit. And
Well, exactly. How many? I've been there a few times in my life. How many times a weekend are there these type of incidences between not with you, but just in the bar on a given Saturday night?
Nothing. It's usually not. People aren't really usually getting into fights at all. That's pretty like random. But like people get like too drunk and kicked out, or like they're talking shit to the bartender. But I don't know. Like,
so are those the things that can get you kicked out, talking shit to the bartender?
Yeah, like people will just be like giving the bartender attitude. Like, I don't know. And like
I think that's
they obviously most of the time know you're kind of a regular, so
I don't know if
it's like if you're gonna act like that, it's like we don't.
There's the door.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you gotta act right, or you're gonna have a temporary ban or something.
Said that?
I don't know. And usually
that definitely
we know all the bartenders, so like that's. Sometimes you can get like some people get too comfortable like talking to them because they're drunk, and then the bartender's just over it. Like, all right, you're done.
Okay.
We never really pay much attention to what he said.
Yeah, there's definitely not a lot of fights at the club, but
it's a pretty mellow campus, isn't it? I mean, compared to WSU.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. It's like people definitely butt heads, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know. I think it's just we all wake up and it's like, oh, that was stupid. Like, just drunken stuff.
Okay. Back to that party at the Whites while I'm thinking about it. I mean, I've seen the pictures. We have a ton of video.
Does that look more like I'm in the room? Because I just lined it up with a chair. I just realized how close the lineup was. That's kind of funny.
I don't go to school there or anything. Do you remember any, like, alumni or people that aren't enrolled in school there present at that party? I guess, like, it would probably be outsiders to you if you don't know the alumni.
I don't know. I unless they were alumni.
Was it pretty much a party at the Whites, or was everybody?
It seemed like, because I think there was a bunch of, not a bunch, I don't know. I think there was guys, maybe some, because there's obviously, Ethan was there, and he's a guy, so I think some of his friends were with him. But I don't know, like, yeah, there's like my friends, and then there's some people obviously that I just don't know.
But that doesn't mean the FBI didn't talk to them. And anything that was done by the FBI, we're probably never going to see. So there's the problem.
House fan, they might be in Sekai, they might be big, I don't know.
But no older people that are
not that I can really recall.
Okay. What about at the Corner Club? You run into a bunch of alumni in there?
I'm pretty sure there was some alumni because I think some people came up for the football game.
Of course they did. It was in Vision, Idaho. There was a bunch of people there that weekend that weren't normally there.
But no one harassing the girls or anything like that. Do you remember?
That's what like is so crazy. Like, it was such a chill night.
Yeah.
It was a very chill night.
Yes. In the video, there's like a conversation about it, and he's very much in the conversation. Like he says something about they're gonna get you for that, or somebody's gonna get you for that, Maddie. That's what it sounds like. And it all has to do with whatever was said to Adam. That conversation is happening all the very, what is it, like 6, 7, 8 at the most seconds. Jack says something, that question is asked. Yes. I think he very much would. Yeah.
Right, that's why I was like crazy hearing about everything. Like, because like we do have nights where, obviously, like
No, the owner just looks a lot like him. But that's not Fry. No.
Of anything like going on, I feel like everyone was just in a good mood that day.
That part, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he very much would know.
So,
They were discussing
I mean,
it
going
right there with him.
back to your story, once they get the ride from the silver car that took them away, you walk back.
Yeah,
Which I see you walk back.
because I thought, I don't remember, I think when I was talking to you, I thought it was later than it was. But it was either close to 2 or after 2, and I was just like,
Right before.
I think just in my mindset, I was like, I don't want to sit here and wait for my DD to come get me, or like, so I was like, I'm just gonna walk.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said he was under the impression that because of the time there wasn't going to be any drivers out, so he decided just to walk. He never said anything about, I don't want to wait around. That's not his first story.
So I just went straight from there, because I thought we were gonna go to the other bar, but like that didn't happen. But that's not a big deal to me. They were drunk. They're going home. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're not gonna go to the bar with me. I feel like I'm a pretty chill person. Like that's why I was like hanging back in line. Like I'm not the type of person that's just gonna like crowd over them and like get mad about what they're doing. So yeah,
Well, just so you know, I have no concerns about the video at the truck.
No, but that's just a lot of people are highlighting on the
Lots of
video.
people do.
There's a lot of internet detectives and stuff I've found out.
But yeah, my thought process.
And y'all suck compared to us, baby. Who taught you how to question people? Who taught you protocol? Yeah, we're out here and we're judging the shit out of you because y'all suck. Suck. Extra on the suck. Y'all suck.
It was like, it's cold out, but I have my coat and stuff. It's not that far of a walk. I'm not gonna sit here and it wasn't that big of a deal to walk home that night. I don't know why. I just didn't want to wait for the DD, or he might have not even been working at that point. I don't know, because they're allowed to stop taking calls at 2.
Okay. And so you go home, and I mean, your story is pretty much like you told me the last time, right?
I cashed out. I think I went like right to bed. I was pretty.
Okay. And then we have you get up watching the football, and then the cell phone starts. When you do leave town, you know, because we were told you left town the next day, which is not true.
14th or 15th.
You left on the 13th, 15th.
We got back on Monday, and you were
You
home.
came home Monday.
So was Monday.
Yeah, you came home Monday, not Sunday.
Yeah, I just don't like, and the reason I did is just because like all my friends were just like, yeah, I'm out of here. Like I'm not gonna stay up here like everyone is.
Yeah. I mean, so, but
and they already said like our client Cass said, I think for the most part they're already like rumoring about going like online.
Rumoring?
Like, or like canceling our classes for that week up until Thanksgiving. So like there was really like
go back for a week and then dead week.
What cop called in Bryan's car? This is what I'm talking about. I know that Lana's talking about whatever that guy was doing, and that's fine. He's probably shady because most cops are. It seems like at least half of them are shit. Okay. Most of them on the other 50% are great. But then there's shit ones. No one called in the car, Aaron. That's why I'm not really paying much attention to what's being talked about over there because no one called in the car. No one called in the car. So if the person would have actually called in the tip, if the person would have called in the car, then I'd be like, holy shit, there's a reason why this is the guy who called in the tip, because look at all this shady shit that he was doing on these days. And now we got another person to look at. but there was no tip called in. Moscow PD and WSU both collectively told us nothing happened when they saw the car in the system and when the guy walked around the parking lot. There was no tip called in. So there's no reason for me to really like think anything because the guy didn't call the car in. Now, maybe he's shady and doing some crazy shit. I don't know. But when it comes to any sort of correlation with Kohberger, nothing was called in. So I don't know. I don't know what the intention is with whatever's going on over there, but that's my opinion on it because I've already been asked about it and we looked to see what she's talking about. If the tip's not called in, there's no ulterior motive for calling in the tip. You know what I mean? Like it never happened. It never happened. So, I mean, maybe he was doing some shit. I don't know what he was doing. Do I think it has anything to do with the case? No, because the scapegoat was never called in by this guy. So I don't think it has anything to do with anything. I just don't think it did anything. Because it was never called in. But the big problem I have with the tip itself is the fact that there's all these people now trying to pretend like it happened because it's in the PCA, even though we already know it didn't happen. And it's like mainstream and like that coffee house crime guy are still trying to like make it seem as if this 1129 situation is what brought them to Kohberger. No, Chief Jenkins came out here and did several interviews where he straight up said, the car that we saw did not match what they told us to look for. So we never called it in. Does that make sense? He might be a shady ass cop. He probably is a shady ass cop, especially since we know the shit that was going down at the time. They had these like sex crimes happening and all this investigation going on. And I think that the November 3rd or November 4th is like the day that the cop that was responsible for the start of all of that actually like resigned. Because, you know, they don't fire you anymore for being a piece of shit. They let you walk away with your pride still, which is crazy. Crazy. So literally like less than 2 weeks before the crime took place, that guy like took off. But yeah, no one ever called in the tip. No one ever called in the car from WSU. No one from Pullman, no one from WSU. Nobody called it in. And I think that's an important note here is that no one called it in. People need to remember that.
The reason to like stay there at that point because they weren't like saying we had to be there for school and like we were kind of hearing rumors. And also at that point, I didn't really care about school. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't want to stick around for school if that shit was going on.
Okay, but did you stop by and see before you left town?
Yeah, I took in my backpack.
Okay, and that's a backpack from the beer.
Yeah.
And then I think it said a TV cable or something.
Yeah, I think it was Friday. I think it was Friday we were trying. It was one of the college football days. We were watching the college football games, and it was like a HDMI to it goes to the computer, so you can put the computer on the TV. Okay.
I mean, I'm interested to know, like, why is this guy, like, taken out of work, especially with, like, how insane it is close to the crime thing. But in way of it having anything to do with Kohberger, yeah, they never called that tip in. It would have been crazy if they would have, though. Like, if he would have actually called that shit in and then all this stuff came out about him, oh, yeah. That would look shady as shit. But we're missing that one, you know what I mean? We're missing that one connector right there.
And two games at one time. Okay. So yeah, I just had his cable in his backpack. Like, do you want this before we get it? So I think I stopped there on my way out of town.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the text string and everything, or message string. What was while we've been doing this investigation, what was standing with the fraternity? Okay. Any problems? I mean, I'll just be honest with you. I heard the frat was on national probation or something.
Our fraternity?
Yeah.
We've always been. Okay.
So since you've been a member, you've been on probation?
On and off. Like,
pretty much.
It's very easy
to get on probation. Because I don't know. I was never in a fraternity, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, When I originally joined the fraternity, I thought it would be like Animal House. We have a lot more rules than I thought, and yeah, they harp on us pretty.
No, the emails that we have show not a Hyundai. And then when Brett Payne sent an email over to Pullman on November 27th, it did not have the details that equal Kohberger's car. It was a completely different year. So no, they didn't call it in. They even admitted that they didn't call it in, like both sides.
Bad, so we get in trouble for very little things, and then I also feel like nationally they just like find any little excuse to like not let us do things because they got that we were in trouble before I even came up to this house. Like,
Me either.
Like when I was a freshman, from years before us, they were on
Me
probation,
either.
so we couldn't do anything my freshman year. And then like we'd get off probation, and then like one little thing would happen. They'd be like, "Okay, you guys are back on."
Back home. And what is probation?
Yeah, they had an ex in common. Maddie Moyen and Madison Mogen had an ex in common. I think Moyen saw Mogen at the bar that night, and they said everything was fine. Like there wasn't any more. The way the brothers put it is that there wasn't any animosity between them. Everything was fine.
I just got to, and this is my curiosity. So
I mean, I don't even really know what it is. Like, it's supposedly like, I think less events. Like we're not allowed. Like we barely have parties at our house. Like we never. Like we throw like one party a year sometimes because we can never are allowed to like actually throw parties. So it's usually just like, yeah, you can't have. The house might be dry. No alcohol in the house.
Does that happen?
even for upper age
That
guys.
doesn't surprise me.
It's like,
That's crazy.
It's kind of hairy.
Guess we're gonna find out.
It's hard to tell a 21, 22-year-old you can't drink in your house, but like,
Right.
it's mostly for you're not supposed to get the younger people fucked up, pretty much. Like you're not supposed to be doing active stuff with them, maybe.
Okay. And then what's your standing in the house? Okay. So if you're a member, do you have? Is it like my golf dues where I got to pay?
So he's not telling them that he's been kicked out the frat. The way that he's answering these questions is that he's an active member. Because now they're asking him, okay, so what do members do? You got to pay like a fee. It doesn't sound like he was not part of the frat, which is one of those other back and forth. Nobody really is agreeing on the same thing type situation when it comes to him.
My dues and
Yeah, well, it's just for me.
So that they can't swab the cup for DNA without his permission.
Yeah, like Mondays, because Mondays we'll have chapter, which is where we just all meet, talk about what's going on in the week. Like if someone fucked up, like tell them they're an idiot, shit like that.
so it's not like Animal House down in the basement. It's more formal.
Well, it's not. It's pretty casual, but like we'll just like if we have important stuff coming up, we'll talk about what's coming up. Like if we have events coming up, we'll talk about it. We'll plan stuff a little bit. If someone did do something stupid.
Did he say that he was specifically on probation, or did they say that the frat itself was on a national probation? Let me go back.
At that point, because they weren't like saying we had to be there for school, and like we were kind of hearing rumors. And also at that point, I didn't really care about school. Like I don't know. Like I didn't want to stick around for school if that shit was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but did you stop by and see before you left town?
Yeah, I took him that backpack.
Okay, and that's a backpack from the beer.
Yeah.
And then I think it said a TV cable or something.
Yeah, I think it was Friday. I think it was Friday we found it. It was one of the college football days. We were watching the college football games, and it was like a HDMI it goes to the computer, so you can put the computer on the TV.
Okay.
Because we were doing two games at one time.
Okay.
So yeah, I just had his cable in his backpack. Like, you want this before we get it? So I think I stopped there on my way out of town.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the text string and everything, or message string. What was while we've been doing this investigation, what was standing with
Hold on. No, Connor tried to get, I believe it was the Chapin's Hunter and Maisie interviews, and was told no for privacy. Pretty sure it was Connor. No for privacy. So when it comes to the family members directly, they're not going to give it to you. And they're especially not going to give it to you now because the whole process is different. Before, when we would pay for a FOIA, the families would then get the information that we paid for. And they would get it the exact same time that we would get it. We'd all get sent the same email with a link to go to the Zen2 thing and download the information. Like it was at the same time. Now it's changed to where they do their redactions. Like we pay for it, they do the redactions, and then we pay the rest of it, like the deposit, then they do the work, and then we pay whatever's left, and then whatever extra they kind of always throw something else in there. And normally on the day that we pay it and we get a receipt, we get the email with the information. Now there's an additional step to where information goes off to the attorneys of the families, and the families' attorneys then get to decide if the information was redacted to their liking, not just the rules, to their personal liking, which is why now the redactions are so insane, because the families are getting to cherry pick what we hear when it's our money paying for the FOIAs, and they don't get the information until we pay for the FOIAs. Does that make sense? That's the bullshit that's happening right now. Very sus.
Okay. Any problems?
Very sus.
I mean, I'll just be honest with you. I heard the frat was on national probation or something.
Our fraternity?
Yeah.
We've always been. We've always been.
Okay. So since you've been a member, you've been on probation?
On and off.
Okay, so since he's been a member, the entire fraternity has been on probation. So not him as a problem human, even though he apparently has violent tendencies according to everybody else, but the fraternity itself, not Jack Showalter himself, has been on probation the whole time he's been part of the frat. That's sad.
It's very easy
to get on probation. Because I don't know, I was never in a fraternity. So.
Yeah, I don't know. When I originally joined a fraternity, I thought it would be like Animal House. We have a lot more rules than I thought. And yeah, they harp on us pretty bad.
I'm about to file an appeal for the 11-12 footage because I've given them months. I've given them months to do the right thing. I have given them reports. I have given them emails. I have asked them questions. I've done everything I could to try to get them to do the right thing without having to take any other action. I just don't know what that's going to look like for somebody that's in Texas, because I can file an appeal. It's on the bottom of the FOIA response that you have 180 days. Well, luckily for us, we did not get the screwed up portion of 11-12 for almost another month after getting the original files. So 180 days from December 19th is June 17th, according to Google. So before June 17th, which is in about a month, I'm going to end up filing an appeal because we know damn well that they're lying to us about the audio. Now, it can't be for all of it, because what are we supposed to do about all of it? We know for sure there's supposed to be sound. There's no reason for there not to be sound. So I feel like I can really only appeal the 1255 to 225. So I'm going to try next week sometime to sit down and figure out what needs to be done with that, because I think it goes to some sort of Supreme Court thing. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it. And I mean, not listen to it. I'm gonna have to go back and read it and go over the Idaho code and all that other stuff. But I have to. I have to at this point. And it's been all week again, and Chief Dollinger hasn't given a shit. Yeah, I feel like I need to get a hold of EWU. Just so that I can give them my information too, you know? So we'll see what happens.
So we get in trouble for very little things, and then I also feel like nationally they just like find any little excuse to like not let us do things. Because we were in trouble before I even came up to this house. Like when I was a freshman from years before us, they were on probation, so we couldn't do anything my freshman year. And then like we'd get off probation, and then like one little thing would happen. They'd be like, "Okay, you guys are back on."
And what does probation mean? I mean, I just got to, and this is my curiosity. So
I mean, I don't even really know what it is. Like it's supposedly like I think less events. Like we're not allowed. Like we barely have parties at our house. Like we never. Like we throw like one party a year sometimes because we can never are allowed to like actually throw parties. So it's usually just like, yeah, you can't have. The house might be dry, no alcohol in the house. But
even for upper age guys?
It's kind of hairy. Like, it's hard to tell a 21, 22-year-old you can't drink in your house. But like,
right.
It's mostly for, you're not supposed to get the younger people fucked up pretty much. Like you're not supposed to be doing active stuff with them maybe.
Okay. And then what's your standing in the house? Okay, so if you're a member, is it like my golf dues where I gotta pay my dues and?
Yeah, well, it's just for me.
I called my kid to tell him to stop yelling because I can hear him in here, and his response is, "What's for dinner?" You know what? Having a 17-year-old bottomless pit in the house, of course, that's his reaction. What's for dinner? We'll see. See what he was saying right before that.
It's usually just like,
and this is my curiosity, so.
I mean, I don't even really know what it is. Like, it's supposedly like, I think less events. Like we're not allowed. Like we barely have parties at our house. Like we never. Like we.
I posted something like that on Twitter, and the guilters that hate me so much, like anytime I get brought up in an argument, they're like, "Let's not forget this Jim from Jules," because I said this, and I've already posted it and talked about it. I said this. The Chapins are ashamed of him. That's not saying anything bad about Ethan. That is an observation based on the way that they are freaking moving. And the way that they have moved from the very beginning is we don't want anyone else telling Ethan's story. We don't want Ethan in the probable cause affidavit. They basically tried to erase him from the entire story. They had everyone in a lockdown at the frat, didn't let anyone out overnight. That information said by them in the damn book. And other people, like the fraternity members that have done like the memorial thing for Ethan, have even talked about it. They want to act like I'm a horrible human for what? For what? I'm not ashamed of Ethan. I didn't know the kid. How am I supposed to be ashamed of him? The freaking Chapins are. He was doing stuff they didn't want him doing. He was drinking all the time. He was doing Adderall. He wasn't doing good in classes. He was getting better. He was about to be back into the fraternity. But when you consider the way that they've tried to erase him from existence, and now all of a sudden they're twins instead of triplets and they keep his ashes in the freaking basement, I'm sorry. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? And it's disgusting. And it's sad. But I get the hate from them because I'm speaking the truth about what's being observed by their behaviors. They didn't want to be in court. They didn't care about what happened in court because they knew what was going on in court was all bullshit. That's why they didn't want to be there. They didn't want to be faced with their own lies. Baby. They didn't want to babysit their own lies, baby. That's why they didn't go to court. That. You know, all he was doing was living like a normal person his age. Getting it together, trying to figure out life. Obviously, Xana was doing well for him. She was calming down. He was getting his grades up. Everything was getting back on track. But no, that's how they've moved the whole time. That's why her little book in blue and going and freaking doing a damn Twilight interview with Jacob don't mean shit to me. Especially when she sits there and lies about being in front of that house with his body in it in the wee early hours of the morning with one cop sitting outside. No, ma'am. Ethan was the first body out that house. Right there. That statement. It's pathetic, because instead of coming out here and really telling his truth and letting the truth actually come out so this can get solved without being a bunch of petty ass bullshit, look how they're behaving. We're not going to let this ruin our family. You mean you're not going to let a little bit of a stain tarnish your bright and silvery reputation? So you're going to do everything you can to just eventually act like Ethan never even existed. And you realize they're test tube babies, right? Meaning that she doesn't really have the same attachment. Let's be so serious. Let's be realistic for a minute. Chapin does not have the same attachment as she would to them if she would have done this naturally. And it does matter. It very much matters. And that's how she introduces them in the Amazon series. Oh, they're very much test tube babies. Okay, well, it explains a lot about the detachment and how easy it is for the fact that he's a triplet to just be forgotten about. It really does. People are more worried about what they feel and think than they are about the actual victim's truth. And that's where we are not the same. We are not the same. You're not going to sit there and save face and hide everything that could actually solve this. Because again, it's not just about them. It's not just about Ethan. There's 4 different lives here that were lost. So when someone does some dumb shit, they're putting truth at risk for all of them. And never mind the fact that we're going to be having to reiterate here very soon what I mentioned the other day. Going back through the messages between Steve Goncalves and Brat Norton, he damn sure tells Brat that Stacy Chapin told him that Ethan's autopsy was clear. Beware. Where is it clear? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. She's been lying from the second that she got that phone call. She's been playing cleanup since the second she got that phone call. And you really have to question what's really happening with that family. Because if you notice, both of these lawsuits that they've piggybacked on, Hunter's nowhere. Maisie's tagging along for some weird ass reason, putting in her little letter of bullshit. Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter? Not filing a letter, not joining in. The Chapins want to move on past this and collect their little money and go to CrimeCon and act like we're so horrible, while people like us are the reason why CrimeCon even exists. If it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have a stage. I could talk shit about Stacy Chapin for hours. Her lies, her exaggerations. She knows damn well Othram didn't do anything. Stacy's not a dumbass woman. She's very, very smart. So you can't sit there and tell me that she is actually believing that Othram did a damn thing for this case, knowing that they gave a 72-hour turnaround promise, and 18 days later they had shit and they got fired. That's what happened. So Stacy Chapin is over there putting money and effort and energy into promoting the losing team, the people that did nothing for their son's case. That's who they want to support. That's crazy. That's crazy.
They're like one party a year sometimes, because we can never are allowed to like actually throw parties. So it's usually just like, yeah, you can't have, the house might be dry, like no alcohol in the house. But
Even for upper age guys?
it's like, it's kind of hairy. Like, it's hard to tell a 21, 22-year-old you can't drink in your house, but like,
Right.
it's mostly for, you're not supposed to get the younger people fucked up, pretty much. Like, you're not supposed to be doing active stuff with them, maybe.
Okay. And then what's your standing in the house?
Oh my
Okay. So if you're a member, do you have, I mean, is it like
So he must have just said that he was a member, but why would you redact the answer? This interview sucks. This interview sucks. Thank you for the 199, Lizzie. Ethan was at rock bottom. In my opinion, his apartment was a trap. Maybe. You're not the first person to say that. Now, I don't know if he was at rock bottom. I think that maybe he had been struggling for a while, but it seems like he was getting it together because he was supposed to be moving back. You have to remember that his grades had gone up and he was supposed to be moving back into the frat after Christmas break. So something was improving. We'll put it that way. Something was improving. For sure. But there's so many questions about that damn apartment. And I still can't find what they're telling me. Because they just told me at MPD that information about the actual place that was his residence, like his actual place of residence at the time of the crime is already out there in the public reports, but it's not. The only thing that we have in way of any public information is Kyle Fry's interview saying that he, earlier that morning of his interview, went down and helped them pack up the apartment. But other than that, I can't find anything. I can't find literally anything. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships, Wasp. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Congratulations to those who got those. So I don't know. And I've gone through all of the reports a million times. I think one of these nights, one of these days, whatever, we need to sit here on a live and I'm going to open the reports on this side of the screen and I'm going to have a little on this side, like a whatever Word document over on this side. And we're just going to scan through all of them, look for keywords, look and see which ones we know information for, look which ones we still need information for, which ones we need to put in more FOIAs for. But I'm telling you, I just did this the other day, trying to find a specific date for something that's in these documents that were sent to me that I'm going over. And I couldn't find anything in way of Ethan's apartment. I really have not. Now, I don't know if Moscow would be answering me that way if it was something that was released from Idaho State Police. Probably not. But then again, I did ask her on the phone that day when I paid for that other, whatever the hell it was that I paid for, I think Jack's interview. Jacor's interview, which how much longer till we get that? It's been taking like a month now. But I asked her straight up if she knew where it was, and she said no. I said, so the person that answered you to answer me that it's out there in the public didn't tell you where out in the public that it was? No. Okay. Thanks.
Like my golf dues where I gotta pay my dues and
well, it's just for me.
I can't believe these redactions are crazy.
Yeah, like Mondays, because Mondays we'll have chapter, which is where we just all meet, talk about what's going on in the week. Like, if someone fucked up, like, tell them they're an idiot, shit like that.
So it's not like Animal House down in the basement. It's more formal.
Well, it's not. It's pretty casual, but like
just went off of a movie.
If we have important stuff coming up, we'll talk about what's coming up. Like if we have events coming up, we'll talk about it. We'll plan stuff a little bit. If someone did do something stupid, we'll discuss it and be like, "Why did you do this?" Like stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So who are the officers of the frat?
Yeah. So we have like. And then you have Sergeant at Arms, which is just kind of like make sure everyone's not. I mean, kind of keeps the meetings in order, and then he's in charge of punishments. So if someone does do something really stupid, we have an H board, which will like be like fines or some sort of cleaning, or we have different punishments if someone does something really stupid. Like we don't let everything slide. There's consequences for people's actions in our house.
Oh, really?
So that's
Is there? No.
Sergeant at Arms. Secretary, so he just takes notes in all of our meetings, in those chapter meetings, which are it's pretty brief notes, but just so if you aren't there we just keep track of what we talk about, and if you aren't there, you can know what we talked about. And then we have like academic chair, which is
Oh shit.
in charge of making sure everyone's, especially the
Sure, you're
freshmen,
not-
making sure they're on top of
That's
their
crazy.
academics so they can't like party and stuff. Got like the rush chairs, which are pretty much just in charge of the incoming freshmen recruiting over the summer. Those are like the main three. Oh, and then treasurer, who's in charge of all the finances of the house, collecting the dues and what we do with all our money, keeping like Excel spreadsheets. But, like the main people are treasurer, VP, and president. Kind of the main
So I'm
three.
going to imagine the treasurer is probably the most reliable individual. Because I mean,
Money,
what kind of money
I'm
are we
pretty
talking?
It's a lot of money. Like,
Thousands.
And then does that get shipped up to the national chapter, or where's all that money maintained?
I'm not too entirely sure because I've never been the treasurer, and I don't think they trust me with all that money. But I don't know. I'm sure. I think there's just some event account. I know is kind of in charge of it, but then we have like alumni who are kind of overseeing everything. And I know we have like an accountant alumni who kind of oversees
Oh,
our
okay,
finances.
so there's like a CPA, a real CPA.
Yeah, they like deal with everything, but then they have to like submit it. I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never really dealt with the treasurer side of things, but yeah, it's definitely we take VP and president are very serious, but like treasurer is one of our most important positions, obviously, because if you have a terrible treasurer, our finances go up the
Yeah.
roof. And that's always just been a house that, as long as I can remember, our out of house have like upperclassmen have lived at if they're not living at the house.
Now the national chapter wouldn't have any control over that house, right? So it's fair game down there.
Yeah, it's just been out of house.
Okay.
And even like sometimes there's been times where there's like not like a certain room necessarily won't, it's not always a fully dead house. Sometimes there's like they've had like a football kid live there, and professor.
That would be fun.
Yeah, professor lives upstairs.
Since you bring up professor, I learned something kind of recently new.
Yeah, I mean, I have questions about the dance just in general. I've seen a lot more photos over the past week or two from the ball that were posted on social media that have Ethan in it. But the whole thing with that party also just didn't really make a lot of sense to me because they only went for like an hour. But that part right there is also interesting that they decided to have a formal the same night that there was a home game, the last home game of the season at that. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing with that thing has always been kind of strange because it was only an hour. Maisie was super freaking upset after the fact. Like, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. I don't know.
And I would imagine would be rumor to you, but have you heard of any of the girls at the having a romantic relationship with a professor?
I did hear something about that. That's weird as hell. I don't think there's any facts.
Are they talking about TikTok psychic chick who says that Kaylee was sleeping with Rebecca Schofield? Is that what the frick we're talking about right now?
Cool. Just to that, I think that's just total crap. That sounds so weird to me.
Is that what they're talking about right now? Because I know that in the reports there was only talk of maybe Kaylee babysitting for somebody that was like a coach, and there was like some questions on that. A lot of people were questioning that report. So what's he talking about? Because Rebecca Schofield, that's the story for those of you who maybe don't know that. The TikTok psychic, the chick, the Ashley weirdo from Texas, she was trying to say that Rebecca Schofield was in a relationship with Kaylee. She was cheating on her husband with Kaylee. And that Jack Ducour, that she was basically gonna like promise Jack Ducour all these things in order to get him to take Kaylee out for some reason. And then after Bryan was arrested, suddenly her story switched to something that had to do with Bryan too, because she tried to save face like a lot. You know, she's still running her mouth. There's still stuff happening in that situation. So I'm pretty sure by now on 12/6/22 that Ashley Guillard's freaking videos were rampant. So I bet you that's what they're asking about. I bet you anything that this is that they're asking about.
Is kind of in charge of it, but then we have like alumni who are kind of overseeing everything. And I know we have like an accountant alumni who kind of oversees our finances.
So there's like a CPA, a real CPA.
Yeah, they like deal with everything, but then they have to like submit it. I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never really dealt with the treasurer side of things, but yeah, it's definitely we take.
Oh, I didn't see it. That was on there twice. Thank you very much. Thank you for the $1.99 twice. I appreciate that. Thank you. I didn't see the first one. Sorry.
VP and president are very serious, but like treasurer is one of our most important positions, obviously, because if you have a terrible treasurer and our finances go up.
That's why she's out of her freaking rocker.
And that's always just been a house that, as long as I can remember, are out of house have like upperclassmen have lived at if they're not living at the house.
Now the national chapter wouldn't have any control over that house, right? So it's fair game down there.
Yeah, it's just an out of house.
Okay.
And even like sometimes there's.
I'll just let y'all sit and think on that comment for a second, because that's an interesting point. You have to think about possibilities, I guess. And a lot of people feel like there's a lot of rage here. I feel like there's a lot of rage here. And, you know, women are stupid. Okay. What was the situation that happened not long ago? Like, we probably should talk about this one just because it's so freaking crazy. But y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know every little bitty detail. I'm just going to tell you what I know so far to give you a point. A woman knew her husband was cheating on her and became this fake person that was basically what she was able to do was trick and manipulate her husband into murdering the chick that he was cheating on her with and her entire family. And a lot of people thought that it was like a DV situation where somebody had like taken in somebody that needed to get away, and the bad piece of shit that she was running from found them and took everybody out. Like, he even killed the dog. But then it turned out after the investigation was said and done with that the wife, who ended up dead also in the murder-suicide that took place after a car accident in Oklahoma because they fled, that it was the wife that was being cheated on. Pretty sure that's how that whole thing went down. She had orchestrated something. I don't remember what it was. Like, I don't remember the details of the messages that got him to behave that way, but there was something serious where he thought his life was in danger or some crazy shit. And it turned out that it was all just a game that she played because she was mad she was getting cheated on. Lorena Bobbitt, yeah. I mean, I don't think a woman could have taken out Ethan and Xana and like everybody. But maybe a woman and a man could have. Because regardless, this was not a one-person situation. But to involve a female, I wholeheartedly believe a female was involved in this situation. Given the two-party, given the two assailant thing, for sure, I think a female probably was involved. And I mean, I think a lot of people think Dylan might have been that female based on her behavior. Based on facts that we have, the 8-hour delay, the lying about who called who, going down into Bethany's room, but never calling the cops. Like, you were basically just trying to disturb the situation enough to where maybe Bethany felt like it was okay and wasn't too freaked out. Like, I feel like Dylan did a lot here. Everything about her is fake. Timing of things is weird. I don't know. And then you also have to consider the messages that Ethan was apparently getting about being cheated on. Apparently. That we'll probably never get any context for. I don't know, but yeah, I do feel like a female. And you remember there was that one lady in the very beginning, she lied about who she was. Not to say that she was like the suspect, because there's no way. She's built like me and then older. So there's just no physical way. Let's just put it that way. She came out and in one of the press conferences, again, lied about who she worked with. The place that she said she worked with had to come out and put out a statement saying, we don't know who the hell that is. She does not work for us. No. But her question in the press conference was if they thought that there was a female assailant. The rage with Kaylee is very that direction. Or at least it can be. It just sucks that we don't have more information on things, because the answers they're giving us are not the answers. We all know that.
There's been times where there's like not like a certain room necessarily it's not always a fully house. Sometimes there's like they've had like a football kid live there, and professor.
That would be fun.
Yeah, professor lives upstairs.
Since you bring up professor, I learned something kind of recently new.
I think this is what he's
and
talking
this
about.
I would imagine would be rumor to you, but have you heard of any of the girls at the state having a romantic relationship with a professor?
I did hear something about that. That's weird as hell.
I think that's who it is. TikTok chick.
Actual news to that. I think that's just total crap. That sounds so weird to me.
Okay. See, I heard that something had happened to her, but then when I went to go look up information on her, I didn't find it. Because like whatever name she gave or whatever, like it wasn't really her name. There was like another name was her like legal name. Because I was going to do a video on that and then I couldn't prove it. Like I couldn't find the correlating information to prove that it was actually her. I could have missed it. But I did hear something and tried to look it up, but I just didn't see the proof. But I haven't looked again since then either. But yeah, that was one of the things that people thought, is that she died in a car accident or something like that. But I haven't.
Do you know what? Did Kaylee do other jobs? I mean, did she ever, besides be a student?
I don't know anything about Kaylee.
Oh, okay.
I've
seen
her around. Like I didn't even know
about that.
Like I was hanging out with Maddie for the most part, and Maddie was with Kaylee. I didn't know Kaylee was Kaylee until afterwards, and people were like, "Yeah, I didn't know Kaylee was like the person with us." Even at the night
this is stuff now that we don't really know what's true and what's not anymore. Because I was one of the people that were like, why the hell was she hesitant? Because that was one of the very first things that we heard, is that she was hesitant to go down there. But then as stuff happened and came out and truth came out and she never moved out of that house. She left for the weekend the same way that Maddie had left for the weekend, for the parents' weekend, the weekend before. And then according to everyone who's doing interviews since then, that's not her freaking parents that have a reason to lie. There was some sort of storm and she didn't come back home whenever she was supposed to. And then she ended up getting the Range Rover. Like, it's just the way the dominoes ended up falling. But she never had left. She had every intention of getting back there because, again, she was part of the hosting party for the party at the Whites on that Saturday. You don't become a host last minute. That's something that's planned. You know what I mean? Plus, everything was at her house. Would they have 22 boxes of Kaylee's stuff, I think? That's not counting, like, the furniture. She never moved out of that house. She never moved out of that house. I don't know why we were told a lie to begin with. And the crazier part is that the same people, her family, that came out here telling us all of that are now the ones telling us that whoever is out here saying that she moved out needs to stop spreading misinformation. You did. In several articles and in several interviews, you did. And it's not true. None of it's true. None of it's true.
At the corner club bar and at the grub truck, like I didn't really talk. I was talking to Maddie for the most part. And we probably talked, but like all the time.
All these were done.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I was just hanging out with them. I don't hang out with Kaylee that much. I like that. Maddie's just a really nice person. I've always thought she was a nice person. When I was dating my girlfriend, and she'd come over for like events and stuff, she was always nice to my girlfriend. So I just thought of her as a friend, and when she was like, "You want to go to this other bar?" It sounded fun.
What did he say?
Do you know did Kaylee do other jobs? I mean, did she ever, besides be a student?
I don't know anything about Kaylee.
Oh, okay.
I've seen her around. Like, I didn't even know, like, I was hanging out with Maddie for the most part, and Maddie was with Kaylee. I didn't know Kaylee was Kaylee until afterwards. And people were like, yeah. I didn't know Kaylee was, like, the person with us.
Even at the night at the corner club
bar and at the grub truck, like I didn't really talk. I was talking to Maddie for the most part. And we probably talked, but like all the time.
No, it was the part about Maddie being nice to his girlfriend, like going to his house and being nice to his girlfriend that I caught. I just went back too far.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I was just hanging out with them. I don't hang out with Kaylee that much. I like that. Maddie's just a really nice person. I've always thought she was a nice person. When I was dating my girlfriend, and she'd come over for like events and stuff, she was always nice to my girlfriend. So I just thought of her as a friend, and when she was like, "You want to go to this other bar?" It sounded
for
fun.
like events and stuff.
And it's not like I don't hang out with her that much. Like in that situation, like I don't necessarily go to different bars with her a lot. Like that was a pretty random thing, but it just sounded fun. Because we always
I'm in that one too.
Yeah, because you didn't plan on meeting her there or anything.
How about Destiny Martin?
In the bar drinking, and there you are.
We just like talking about stuff. Like, you want to go? I forget what.
Don't pay attention to the hand gestures, Thierry. This damn thing is off by like 30 seconds. So when you see him moving his hands, he's not reacting to what you are hearing. It's off. So that's what sucks about it, because we finally get a video where we can see people's mannerisms at least a little bit, and it's off by 30 seconds. And it does seem like they did it on purpose, because they've been giving us everything in audio form because they don't want us to overanalyze what's happening. So I feel like they did it on purpose to make it this far off track so that we can't actually pay attention to the mannerisms in here. Yeah, honestly, if I would have like paid attention to the fact that it was like this, I probably would have ripped the audio out and we would have just be listening, because this is honestly kind of annoying that it's off so bad.
But she wanted something to eat from John's Alley. I don't remember what it was, but they were talking about it, and she was like, "Do you want to go?" I was like,
so he's saying the whole reason why they were going to go to John's Alley was for the food. Maybe they just got too hungry to wait to get all the way over there, and that's why they ended up going to Grub Truck, if that's the case. Interesting.
Did since you've gotten back back down here to who mainly do you hang out with down here? Have you seen Clutch?
Every once in a while. He's been kind of really just hanging out at home for the most part. Just playing like Xbox and stuff.
Oh, the mom's doing stuff with her hands. Yeah, I'm looking at her.
I guess. He's gone out to the bars with me a couple times.
My son is still in there screaming. I'm about to turn off his internet, and then he'll really be screaming. There's no reason for these redactions. This is crazy. Now, see, these motions and stuff is all for like what we were just listening to because it's so freaking far off track. Yeah, on my phone, I got it on the app. I'm about to pause if you don't stop screaming. There's quite a few of them that hunt odds. There's quite a few.
But I mean, also, I heard this morning that your parents had taken you to Africa, and you're on some hideout in Africa.
Right on hunting lodge.
What a crazy ass thing
I
this
wish
is.
I knew where it was because I would go.
So,
You can see how reliable the internet is.
but like it's crazy that like
Mr. Clean, I'd shut up if
like
I were
you'd
you.
even like go to there. Like, why would you? Just crazy that someone would like call and do that. Just seems like a really weird thing to do.
Well, Hunter and Emily took off to Mexico. I mean, apparently some of this stuff was already planned, but they sort of spent the night at the Chapins the night before they took off to Mexico on the 15th of November. So there's that too. And yeah, the internet might be a little bit crazy, but again, we ask better questions. Like, we're all making fun of how crappy this interview is, sir. Just so you know.
So you're bored. Gonna call the police as someone's mom.
Well, that is we see it quite often with the anonymous tip lines. Not only do we get the psychics, but you get that kind of stuff
I told
also.
you, psychics.
But, I mean,
told you that's what they
we're
were talking
obligated
about.
to check everything out.
Yeah, I don't know.
What their motive is.
But I don't know. He's also pretty quiet. Like, I feel like he's kind of like a tough, hard-shelled dude. Like, he might talk about things, but if stuff is going on, he might not necessarily talk about it.
Okay. Anybody else that you hung out with down here? And I don't mean just hang out, but anybody else? Have you guys? Is there a group of you that have discussed theories or whatever, or what happened up there that night or day?
Not
day
really.
and night?
Everyone just always asks me if like I know anything, and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking clueless. This is hella confusing. Like, I don't know. Like, it's annoying because everyone like thinks I know shit. I don't know anything.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I try. No one really has any theories. It's just like, I don't know. It's like just mind blowing. Like, this happened. Like, I feel like, because I always thought like the student body would be able to figure this out before you guys. No offense, just because like we know our community, and it's just weird that
We would have thought. I mean, quite frankly, we would have figured that you guys would know more than us
That's why
because
it's,
you
like,
guys
crazy.
live there and party together.
That's why it's like crazy to us as a community. I think that's why so many people are scared. Because I think I would thought like within a week we'd be able to like be like this person. Oh no, I feel like everyone's just.
So did they
clueless.
ask him about the 4chan post?
It just seems weird. It seems like someone
You
just
seem to know about all the rest
popped
of
in
it.
and vanished.
Well, one reason I was asking you about if there were any strangers. I mean, you know, one of the problems we're facing is you had an out of.
He didn't go to a cabin. He's at he's on camera at the cannabis shop the next morning from his apartment to the cannabis shop and back. He didn't go to a cabin at 4:00 in the morning. That's the rumors he's talking about. The false rumors that he's talking about. There was no Africa. There was no 4 a.m. cabin. He didn't leave to go to his parents until Monday. That's what he
Town
means.
game, home game for
Yeah.
WSU, and you
He's
had
on
a
camera.
U of I game going on the same day, and there's a ton of strange people in that valley during that time.
Yeah, and it was in Vision,
I mean,
Idaho.
at the bars.
Let's re-mention that part. It was also in Vision, Idaho, which is why Kelvin says they were not supposed to even have a party. He didn't know how they got approved to have that lodge party that night because it was in Vision, Idaho, and it was supposed to be a dry weekend, which is another reason why the patrol cars were out and they were doing checks. That's what the Banfield situation came from because it was supposed to be in Vision, Idaho. And again, in Vision, Idaho was the weekend after Parents' Weekend when current students go to campus. Then the next weekend they have in Vision, Idaho, which is where freshmen, I mean, like people in high school that are looking into colleges, them and their parents come on Envision Idaho weekend to where everyone's been told not to drink, that there better not be any parties. Everything is cleaned up and a little face is put on to make it seem like it's not a party area, so that these high schoolers and their parents get this false sensation about what the place is actually about. So that's what was taking place the weekend that the murders took place, was Envision Idaho, dry campus for the weekend, no parties, but somehow, just like Kelvin even said himself, they weren't supposed to have that party. He doesn't know how they got permission for it. And it just so happens all but one person in all of this scenario was at that damn party at one time or another. Kaylee is the only person in all of this that did not go to that party. Isn't that crazy? The party that wasn't supposed to happen, that he doesn't know how they got the permission for. It's all very strange to me, in my opinion.
I can't recall like anyone being weird. I mean, and if someone was, like, people get too drunk and get kicked out, and like it's like, oh, see, it did, like that happens. But like, other than maybe someone being too drunk, like I don't think I can recall any like outsider, anyone being like acting strange. Just seemed really normal. You know, I keep saying that, but like it seemed like a totally normal night.
So what do you think is going to happen to that college if we haven't caught this person by the start of the semester, the spring semester?
I have no clue, because I might not be going up there.
What a weird question to ask him. What's going to happen to the college if we don't catch this guy?
I think people just need to be safe. I think it's shitty that this happened, of course, but people are very comfortable in Moscow, and maybe they shouldn't be. Maybe people need to be smarter about locking their doors and shit like that. Way too many people don't. Like those scenarios where you have like 4 or 5 people who live in a house, they don't have keys, they all just like leave it unlocked and go back and forth. Like that shit needs to change for sure. I don't know.
But also keep in mind that the other little Mr. Clean at the scene, literally hours after the murders were called in, he is standing up, walking towards the door, and all he's talking about as he's walking up there is how the attendance for the university just got back up to normal, so what's going to happen now? That's all Payne cared about. A non-campus police officer. His main damn concern, hours after the 911 call, is, oh, the attendance just got back up. What are we going to do? I don't know, maybe be a cop to the Moscow community that has nothing to do with the university, sir. Weird shit. And not asking him that. Why are you asking him that? What do you think's gonna happen? I don't know. Maybe you should get fired for not doing your job. I mean, damn. What?
I'd be surprised if this person was like trying to come back. I feel like that'd be a weird thing, but maybe. I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Not big a deal, but if you aren't really involved in this, like I feel like you can go to school.
Why are we redacting this spot right here? Why are we redacting this? These redactions are freaking crazy. Wow. Wow. These are such awkward little spots. Because I don't want to just talk, even though you know I can.
People, but I don't feel
Isn't
like
it pops back in?
up there, me personally, because like I protect myself and stuff, and I lock my doors. But I don't know. It's definitely a wake-up call for a lot of people, I think. So if they lock their doors, it shit might not have happened, it seems. So I assume their doors weren't locked.
I didn't work the crime scene. I either did, so I can't tell you on that.
I would assume they don't lock their doors because it's a come and go house, it seems like. They have a lot of people over, it seems.
Okay, but a come and go house still means that you should lock the slider and that the front locks and then you answer the door. Knock, knock, knock. Hold on, I'm coming. Oh, how you doing? Come in. You know, normal. That's a dumb excuse to just put out there for a house that you've only been in one time. You know?
Do you know, do they have frequent parties there? Is it a frequent party house?
I mean, all those houses on King Street are party houses. Like, if
Yeah, my son lives
people,
right
people
behind
who,
them, so I know.
people who move to like that street are usually sorority, fraternity, and they party.
Olivia
And
Goncalves said
also,
that.
like, a lot of the, for different reasons, like with the school and stuff, like, if a fraternity can't have parties on King Street, or someone's gonna have a party. So there's a lot of days where someone's not allowed to have a party, so they're gonna, like, Thursday through Saturday, if there's not a fraternity thing, there's probably something on King Street. Like, people like even before they live there, like the people who live there before them would have parties. So if you move there, you're probably gonna have parties. And that's like any house on King Street. 'Cause people like to party.
You have anything?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not more help.
No, I
Well, there's
mean,
still like 15 minutes, so obviously they have more to talk about.
you can only tell us what you know, man.
Do you know what the most recent trouble was that got you put back on the Nationals radar? That got you either suspension extended or put back on?
Talking about the threat now.
I don't know. It's probably, I feel like it was like, hey, oh yeah, I think one of the parents saw a video. This is why we get in trouble now, everyone videos everything. But like, we don't even get in trouble for like the bad stuff that happens. Like, we get in trouble for like, well, the freshman got hazed, even though there was freshman on freshman. One of the freshmen threw one of the other freshmen's bed out of the bunk room. Like, it's the 3rd floor. We have fire escape. Out of the fire escape is like down to the basketball court. One of the freshmen threw their buddy's bed out. There's a video of it, and the parents like thought it was hazing. So I'm pretty sure we got in trouble for hazing them by portraying. So,
what about some trouble at a sorority formal?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think our house is on probation for that. I think we have a couple members who were there because it wasn't our formal. So I don't think
What happened at a sorority formal to where people in his frat would be in trouble individually? I didn't know anything about that.
our whole house doesn't get in trouble for that.
Okay.
But I think just a couple, like 2 or 3 of members had to deal with the school.
Yeah.
Or
You know who that was?
Yeah.
It was one of them. Okay.
Yeah, it was one of them. I think he was just backing up. Like, we're just like, I don't know. He was beefing with that kid, I heard, and it was just backing him up. So that's just like how we are.
Did you hear the story about what happened in there, or just that?
I think like it's literally just like we'll kind of back up. Just me saying like drunk kids butting heads, because I think it was just like shit talking something about. I think I was calling this kid like or something. Like, you look like, and this kid got all mad about it.
Okay.
And because that's like the stuff people will fight over and stuff. Like,
Okay.
he called me over fighting, at a formal.
Nobody was kicking holes in walls or
I think
punching
some
walls.
of our freshmen actually were throwing coat hangers or some shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think our freshmen were idiots actually. I think we had a couple freshmen who got in pretty big trouble actually. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We're just backing up.
Yeah, thing was just beefing with a kid for talking crap, because that was it was a sorority formal, so they had guys from different houses, and sometimes people got heads from different
That was
houses.
an off-campus event, right?
Yeah, I think it was something about
What?
like the Moscow Fairground.
That's like the second comment I've seen something about his son. Did he say something about his kid living over there? I did not hear that. Let me go back. I don't know how far I need to go. I'll just take it all the way back to like 12:10. I sure did not freaking hear that. Because this is who the hell is this? This is like Van Leuven, I think, and who is this other guy? I'm gonna have to go pull the report up.
Do you know what the most recent trouble was that got you put back on the Nationals radar? That got you either suspension extended or put back on suspension?
I don't know. It's probably. I feel like it was like hate. Oh yeah, I think one of the parents saw a video. This is why we get in trouble now. Everyone videos and anything. But like we don't even get in trouble for like the bad stuff that happens. Like we get in trouble for like the freshman got hazed, even though there was freshman on freshman. One of the freshmen threw one of the other freshmen's bed out of the bunk room. Like it's the 3rd floor. We have a fire escape. Out of the fire escape is like down to the basketball court. One of the freshmen threw their buddy's bed out. There's a video of it, and the parents like thought it was hazing. So I'm pretty sure we got in trouble for hazing them by portraiting. So
what about some trouble at a sorority formal?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think our house is on probation for that. I think we have a couple members who were there because it wasn't our formal. So I don't think our whole house doesn't get in trouble for that.
Okay.
But I think just a couple, like 2 or 3 of members had to deal with the school.
Yeah.
Or
you know who that was?
Yeah. It was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. It was one of them. I think he was just backing up. We're just like, I don't know. He was beefing with a kid I heard, and it was just backing him up. So that's just like how we are.
Did you hear the story about what happened in there, or just that?
I think like it's literally just we'll kind of back up, just me saying like drunk kids bumping heads, because I think it was just like shit talking something about. I think I was calling this kid like or something, like you look like, and this kid got all mad about it.
Okay.
Because that's like the stuff people will fight over and stuff. Like he called me over fighting, at a form.
It's further. Okay, so then we're gonna do this because I don't want to miss it. Let me try to find a keyword to use here. So they were talking about live. You said it was when they were talking about locking stuff. Okay. Okay, we'll start it here. We'll start it here.
Well, one reason I was asking you about if there were any strangers, I mean, one of the problems we're facing is you had an out-of-town game, home game for WSU, and you had a U of I game going on the same day, and there's a ton of strange people in that valley during that time.
Yeah. I mean, at the bars, I can't recall, like, anyone being weird. I mean, and if someone was, like, people get too drunk and get kicked out, and, like, it's like, oh, see it, dude, like, that happens, but, like, other than maybe someone being too drunk, like, I don't think I can recall any, like, outsider, anyone being, like, acting strange. Just seemed really normal, I keep saying that, but, like, it seemed like a totally normal night.
So what do you think is going to happen to that college if we haven't caught this person by the start of the semester, the spring semester?
I have no clue, because I might not be going up there. I don't know. I think people just need to be safe. I think it's shitty that this happened, of course, but people are very comfortable in Moscow, and maybe they shouldn't be. people need to be smarter about locking their doors and shit like that. Way too many people don't. That, like those scenarios where you have like 4 or 5 people who live in a house, they don't have keys, they all just like leave it unlocked and go back and forth. Like that shit needs to change for sure. I don't know. I'd be surprised if
Around here?
this person was like trying to come back. I feel like that'd be a weird thing, but maybe. I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Not big a deal, but if you aren't really involved in this, like I feel like you can go to school.
Protections as well. Crazy. And they wonder why we have to like talk about this shit all the time. It's because they give us all this questioning, like all these questions with all this bullshit redaction.
I don't know about other people, but I don't feel in danger up there, me personally, because like I protect myself and stuff, and I lock my doors. But I don't know. It's definitely a wake-up call for a lot of people, I think. So if they lock their doors, the shit might not have happened, it seems. So I assume their doors weren't locked.
I didn't work the crime scene. I either did, so I can't tell you on that.
I would assume they don't lock their doors because it's a come and go house, it seems like. They have a lot of people over, it seems.
Do you know, do they have frequent parties there? Is it a frequent party house?
I mean, all those houses on King Street are party houses. Like, if
Yeah, my son lived right behind them, so I know.
People who move.
The fuck? He just said that shit. He just said that shit. 5511.
It's a come and go house, it seems like. They have a lot of people over, it seems.
Do you know, do they have frequent parties there? Is it a frequent party house?
I mean, all those houses on King Street are party houses. Like, if
Yeah, my son lived right behind them, so I know.
People who move.
What? How much do you want to bet? I was about to say, what if his son is the ATF guy? Because I don't even. What? So who is saying that though? Bald dude or hat guy? Who is saying that? What the hell?
People over, it seems.
Do you know, do they have frequent parties there? Is it a frequent party house?
I mean, all those houses on King Street are party houses. Like, if
Yeah, my son lived right behind them, so I know.
People who move to like.
Yeah, like it's out of sync, but I bet you it's the bald guy. And I bet you that's why they do. Look, I'm telling you, they do this dumb shit. Like, I can synchronize this. At least I could try to synchronize this, but the only thing that I can really base the sound on is the damn door. Because that's how I'm like, okay, it's about like 25, 30 seconds off is what it seems like, because he gets up with the hat at the beginning of this and like opens the door and then slowly reshuts it, but you can hear it and it is so off. But I bet you it's the bald guy. OM effing frickin' G. Was your son questioned if he heard anything that night? Where's that interview? What? Oh my God.
Is it a frequent party house?
I mean, all those houses on King Street are party houses. Like, if
Yeah, my son lived right behind them, so I know.
People who move.
My son lives right behind there. So that means he lives on Walenta? Does he live on Walenta? OMF and Jeebus. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna go find the report so I get this guy's name, because I don't think they say it in the very beginning of this.
So like that street are usually sorority, fraternity, and they party. And also like a lot of for different reasons, like with the school and stuff, like if a fraternity can't have parties, then King Street or someone's gonna have a party. So there's a
No,
lot
it lives
of days
behind
where
there.
someone's not allowed to have a party. So
Lives
they're going,
behind
like,
there.
Thursday through Saturday. If there's not a fraternity thing, there's probably something on King Street. Like people that like even before they lived there, like the people who lived there before them would have parties. So if you move there, you're probably gonna have parties.
I'm trying to find the report real quick. I should have done it before, but I didn't need it.
People like to party.
I didn't need the report because I didn't have to make a background with the reports. Y'all know how my stuff usually is. I didn't have to go find it like we did for the last one. So let me go find. That's what I'm looking for. I want this guy's name. I'm trying to look for it now.
You have anything?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not more help.
No, I mean, you can only tell us what you know, man.
Do you know what the most recent trouble was that got you put back on the Nationals radar? That got you either suspension extended or put back on suspension?
I don't know. It's probably. I feel like it was like hate. Oh yeah, I think I think one of the parents saw a video. This is why we get in trouble now. Everyone videos anything. But like we don't even get in trouble for like the bad stuff that happens. Like we get in trouble for like the freshman got hazed, even though there was freshman on freshman. One of the freshmen threw one of the other freshmen's bed out of the bunk room. Like it's the 3rd floor. We have fire escape. Out of the fire escape is like down to the basketball court. One of the freshmen threw their buddy's bed out. There's a video of it, and the parents like thought it was hazing. So I'm pretty sure we got in trouble for hazing them by portraying. So
what about some trouble at a sorority formal?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think our house is on probation for that. I think we have a couple members who were there because it wasn't our formal. So I don't think our whole house doesn't get in trouble for that.
Okay.
But I think just a couple, like 2 or 3 of members had to deal with the school.
Yeah.
Or
Do you know who that was?
Yeah, it was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of them. I think he was just backing up. We're just like, I don't know, he was beefing with that kid I heard, and it was just backing him up. So that's just like how we are.
Did you hear the story about what happened in there, or just that?
I think like it's literally just like we'll kind of back up, just me saying like drunk kids butting heads, because I think it was just like shit talking something about. I think I was calling this kid like or something, like you look like, and this kid got all mad about it.
Okay.
And because that's like the stuff people will fight over and stuff. Like he called me over fighting, at a formal.
Nobody was kicking holes in walls or
I think
punching
some
walls.
of our freshmen actually were throwing coat hangers or some shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think our freshmen were idiots actually. I think we had a couple freshmen who got in pretty big trouble actually. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We're just backing up.
Yeah, thing was just beefing with a kid for talking crap, because that was it was a sorority formal, so they had guys from different houses, and sometimes people got heads from different
That was
houses.
an off-campus event, right?
Yeah, I think it was somewhere by like the Moscow Fairgrounds. I don't know, I don't remember where they went.
Okay.
But yeah, those freshmen are fucking idiots, but the other stuff was just like,
And you were not.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying like
I know.
the thing was stupid, but like it was just kind of beefing with the like kids talking shit and it's stupid. Those kids were like just drunk, like causing damages. Actually, those kids are idiots.
Yeah. Get them kicked out.
I don't think so.
And I don't know if it's illegal. I don't know what the thing is, but if he cleared DNA wise, was there ever? That's what everybody's like.
If he wasn't, they wouldn't. I'm gonna ask one more thing, but it's just something to say he's fully cooperated, because you've never been fingerprinted in your life, have you? You don't have any in the system.
I don't think so.
So that would be the only thing. He's fully cooperated.
If you want my fingerprints, you can have them.
Okay, I can't do it.
Prints too.
I'll call a lady, but if there had been a hit on his.
Very interesting that he said, and my toe prints too. Because there was feet prints at the scene, or at least one that they seem to have maybe been trying to make some comparisons for in the forensic records. They do end up with his DNA at some point, but apparently not at this point.
DNA, this conversation would be way, way different.
I don't know if they have his DNA at this point. But they do end up with both prints and DNA from him. Redactions are so stupid. Like they literally, like full on conversations just completely muted. So this is Idaho State Police Lieutenant Jack Catlin and Sergeant Tim Hopkins. That's who this is. Supplement number 37 in the Idaho State Police reports. Page 106 if you're grabbing it from the drop. I don't know which one's the bald one and which one's the guy in the hat. But this is Jack Catlin and Tim Hopkins. Here it is right here. One of them got a kid that lives behind the damn King house. Guess we need to find out. You know what? I bet you I can Google it. What's his name? Jack Catlin. I am not signing up for LinkedIn to look at a photo. And guys, this is like still playing. It's just silent. Like this entire conversation is gone. I think Catlin is the guy in the hat. Just based off of a small photo. But I'm still looking. These are redactions, y'all. Hello? That's crazy. This is all redactions. There's all these stories of things that he's done. Let me get out of Bing and go to Google for it. State Police. Oh my God, are they ever going to let us hear the rest of the conversation? I'm going to make sure I didn't press the mute button on accident. Holy shit. Still muted. Okay, so when I pull up the name, a guy that looks like this keeps popping up. And I can't click on this damn report because it tells me this. And I've tried to click on it 1,000 times. I don't know what it's doing. But I feel like he is also this guy right here from this LinkedIn account. So I think he's the hat guy. I don't think that this is the bald dude. I don't know. I don't think it's the bald guy. I think, you know what? Let's just look. Let me put it back over here. Because yes, they're still talking and it's muted. I cannot believe that they are still muted. And who's the other dude? Tim Hopkins with the Idaho State Police. Tim Hopkins. Oh my God, this is still muted. Still muted. I don't know. I'm still looking. I cannot believe this is still redacted. This is stupid. This is still playing, guys. Everything that this mom is saying, they're completely just not even allowing us to hear anything. This is so stupid. Oh wait, I might have found something. Yeah, this is crazy. Slade must have opened his door. I'm gonna have to call him again. Close your door. Oh, were they finally done? It's 3 minutes left.
And if you'll give us your prints, let me go call the lady that knows how to do it. I haven't printed anybody in probably 25 years, so you don't want me doing it. And I'll get her over here. Okay? All right, thanks.
Here, across the street. Where is it?
I think that she would run over. But I gotta go make a call real quick.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Do we just stay in here?
Yeah, you can wait out here. I'll just run and get this arranged.
Okay.
I didn't think you could have your mom present. No.
Pretty crazy.
He's hand signaling.
You good?
Was she crying? She's saying something. She was crying. She's wiping her face. Yeah, she was crying. Look. Why is she crying?
Oh, let's see.
How crazy. Here comes the fingerprinting person. How much, like, this is so stupid. Okay.
Would it be easier out here or in there?
You know, but it might be easier out here with the clothing. Yeah.
These are the ladies that know how to do that stuff.
So now the mom and the guy is going to talk and we're not going to be able to hear anything. I think this guy right here is Tim Hopkins. And I'm going to show y'all why in just a second. I think this is Tim and the other guy must be Catlin with the hat. It only has about 10 seconds left. But I'm glad it's going to end with him standing there. Because I think this is him right here. And then it's over. So let me stop right here. Okay, so you see him standing right here? And like you can kind of see like his face. Like you can see his facial structure. I think he is right here. I think this is him right here. Can I make this bigger? No. Not like that. I can't make this bigger. I think this is him. 2025 in June, he did some sort of class. And it says that Supervisor Sarah Brecken, Lieutenant Darren Gilbertson, Chris Cottrell, and Lieutenant Tim Hopkins are graduating from this. And that guy looks like this guy. This guy looks like this guy. So Baldy is Hopkins, and he's the one who damn well said that his kid lives behind King Street. Or was it 55 and some change?
Parties there? Is it a frequent party house?
I mean, all those houses on King Street are party houses. Like, if
Yeah, my son lives right behind them, so I know.
People who move.
My son lives right behind there. I know. Tim Hopkins. Was your son interviewed? Because I ain't heard that name before. I ain't heard that name before. So, I guess we need to find out if Tim Hopkins' child was ever interviewed since he lived behind there. You know, that tree line where somebody might have been watching Kaylee, you know, right behind there. Right? That's a good question too, because like he's asking the question, "Oh, is it considered a party house?" And then he goes, "Oh, I know, my son lives behind there." Yeah, why are you asking? You obviously know. Why are you asking? Great point. The F. Your son lives behind there. I better see a report with your son being asked some questions. The hell? That's crazy. That's crazy as hell. I guess I'm gonna have to ask a few more questions. But then again, just because his last name's Hopkins don't mean his kid's last name is Hopkins. That's only like a normally type situation. We don't know what his kid's last name is, but I shall want to find out. And how old is he? That's what I said. See, the story, yeah, see? The story is that it's an uncle. But see, that's also the Latah County Sheriff's Office. I have to file more information for that because now I want Best's report on the situation. Officer, or who is he? Chief Deputy Best is the one who took the phone call, went out to talk to the guy. Like, he should have him on body cam, maybe, or there should be a report specifically from him. I swear, there's always something. In every single one of these interviews, there's always like some little side quest. Like almost all of them. Eek. Eek. It's so much. I mean, when? So much. Okay. Well, I am going to go ahead and get off of here. Holy shit. It's almost midnight. I know. Do you know how many lists I have? Do you know how many lists that are pages and pages and pages and pages long I have that just end up getting pushed off to some shelf, like some unknown DNA shit? And then here comes a new notebook with some new lists because the new shit pops up. You know how many lists on my computer that I have on my little snippets, little notebook thingy that have some of the same information because I keep remembering certain things that I want to talk about, that I want to FOIA, and the lists just continue. And then, of course, new stuff. And then, we got to remember the old stuff. It is never ending. That's why as much as I want to talk about other cases and as much as I do try to talk about other cases, like we physically do attempt it here, I know that in order for me to really get into a case the way that I want to get into a case, then this is the maze that we have to do with all of them. And I cannot mentally take it. I can't. So we're not going to go deep into another one the way that we do this with every little bitty thing until this one is done. And there's no telling how long that's going to be. Not anytime soon. You know that for a fact. Just like, lives behind there. So it's different everywhere. Everywhere has different rules, which is another stupid thing because we're literally the United States of nothing because nothing has a base rule when it comes to anything. If you are considered the victim in a case and someone FOIAs your information, and not in every state, not in every county, this is just the majority, then sometimes you'll get a notice. I know that some people would get notices like in the mail and it'd be like, hey, someone's asking for, or it's more like, it's very official, obviously. It'll be like something about the Freedom of Information Act and pertaining to a case where you're named a victim or you're named a witness or something like that. They get sent a letter normally, or they get a phone call. If it's something that's never been requested before and it's like the first time it's coming up and the redactions and stuff need to be done, normally people do get sort of like warned about that. But you don't get to like make a decision really in way of like if the information can come out or not. You just automatically know that your personal information is going to be redacted and protected in way of like your address and stuff like that, because that's what, like, most of the time that's what they do try to do. But when it comes to the way that this stuff is happening, where we're already paying for the redactions and the families get to check the redactions after they've already been checked by the city attorney. So then I'm questioning, okay, so are we spending extra money on that? And they're just like not telling us that we're spending extra money on that, because we pay like $103 an hour for the city attorney to do nothing. Honestly, let's be so serious, to do nothing. So what are we paying if we're paying for somebody else's attorney to then go and double check the redactions that we've already paid for and have already been checked? I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works now. Because either the family is paying that attorney for doing the damn dirty work and doing the bullshit, or we're having to pay for it. Somebody's paying for that attorney that belongs to these families. You think the families are just going to voluntarily be willing? You know how many freaking FOIAs that we sent in? You really think that they're going to sit here and willingly pay all of those fees for their attorneys to go through our FOIA request? I think they're going to find a way to make it to where we're paying for it, if they haven't already, because things have been extremely different over the past like week, a month and a half or so, 2 months. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing tomorrow, but we will be live twice tomorrow. We'll probably go over the Dr. Turvey interview and do chapter 6, which is going to be Dylan's interview. I just don't know if we're going to do Dylan's interview in the daytime or if we're going to do the book review in the daytime. It's the same thing. I don't know if we're going to do Dylan's interview in the daytime or if we're going to do Turvey's interview. I'll figure it out once I wake up and have coffee, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I cannot believe. Yeah, I know. My son lives behind there. Oh my God. Yeah, see, I still haven't even sat down and gone through the damn file. I've been wanting to go through the damn UFO files on my second channel, and I still haven't even had the time to open even one of them and get past the first like 4 screens. This weekend. I'm going to have to this weekend because I want to go through all of it. And that's like a way for us to like step away from this. Yeah. I'm looking at my board of stuff. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely going to take time to look through alien files this weekend. Depending on what time we get off of our live tomorrow night, we might just like, it's Friday. No, Friday is, that's not going to work. Tomorrow's Friday. Friday's the boys' day. So we'll do everything that we're going to be doing here on this channel earlier, probably. I want to, if I can get off, like if I can be done with what I'm doing by like 8 o'clock, then I'm good for like the rest of the night to do stuff with them, because we stay up and like hang out like late on Fridays and just do whatever. So I think as long as I'm done by like 8 p.m. on tomorrow, then I think everything will be fine. You know what? We play it by ear here. I try to stay organized and I try to do stuff and schedule it ahead of time, and stuff always blows up. And I'm tired of stressing. So whatever I feel like doing tomorrow is just what we're going to do. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, you guys. Y'all have a great night. Sleep well. Thank you so much for being in here. Thank you for joining me and listening to all of this crazy stuff. Thank you for the gifted memberships, the super stickers, and the super chats. I very much appreciate it. You guys have a super, super great night. We will be hanging out tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day and all the days until we have some sort of balance. Balance. For sure. Y'all have a super great night. I'm going to go ahead and end this. See y'all. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already, and please don't forget to make sure that the notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives.